And then in our post, when we asked the questions, they said the number 2 Beast Wars podcast. Brett Lavelle said number 2 ?
He Brett he texted me about it. He was just like, when did we become number 2? Like, so I had to cue him in on it. He goes, yeah, I thought it was an inside joke. But like he texted me, he goes, so you're on Blackout and Shout now? I said, yeah, forever.
Blackout and Shout. Ow. Welcome. You are now tuned into the official podcast of the Daywalker.
The Daywalker.
He has all the powers of the nerd, but yet the weakest.
Starring Jed Vargo.
Shut up, Wesley. What's wrong with you, Jed? People don't care who you are. It's a fucking clown. I understand. You nailed it. Well, because Transformers are fucking cool.
Levy Curry.
My body is a temple. It's time I started treating it that way. I actually really like that game a lot. Reports of my veganism are highly exaggerated. Because all she sees is superhero dick.
And your host, Mike Kincaid.
You know, I can be a little bit of a hothead. That's a good cop, bad cop right there. Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing here? I think we look badass, dude.
So it's time to put on your big boy pants.
Like a child. Yeah, you're like a little kid, man.
Is that what you really sounded like?
Yes. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready. It's time for the Blackout and Shout podcast.
Who's hosting, Mike? You hosting? Am I hosting?
Yeah, sure. Where are we at? 93? 94? 93.
Episode 93 of the
93
of the
Blackout and Shout podcast.
Rich and famous Blackout and Shout podcast show.
Rich and famous.
Oh, you guys are only on 93. I remember those days.
Yeah.
Well, we also don't do a weekly show for 10 minutes and then get cut off by YouTube.
Yeah, dude, get straight kicked. Wait, dude, we still don't know what that is. Like, Tyler's convinced that it's a stinky fatty, and I'm like, I mean, he'll hear it now, but I don't have the heart to tell him. I think it's because I used poor wording in the description. For the giveaway, I typed the word raffle just because, like, we were doing the spinny wheel thing for the random giveaway, and I think it caught that word because you can't do like raffle because they're gambling. It's gambling.
Yeah,
and I just didn't have the heart to be like, I'm the stinky fatty. That inadvertently took us down.
I was saying before, Mike, I said I see YouTube got my letter.
So episode. Right. Oh man, what was it again? I gotta stop hitting devs before we do this shit.
Did you hit it?
93.
Yeah, 93. Yeah, I did. Although it wasn't right before we went on. It was like
should we just redo the whole beginning of the show for you, Mike? So yeah, episode 93. Yeah. And then Dakota,
welcome to the Blackout and Shout podcast.
Dakota, your line is, I remember those days. And action.
Did you guys ever do that? Like where you're recording and then realize that you weren't recording and then had to go back and like reenact everything you just said a second time?
So that's where I'm like a little weird with it, man. Like if we miss the magic, we miss the magic, and it's quite unfortunate because you just can't recreate the magic. You know, where it's just like, oh, I thought we were, you know, doing whatever, and because you just can't, because then it's super fucking scripted, and then it's just like, you know, so it just doesn't work.
So by the way, everybody, sorry, I'm sorry, you host, Mike. Go ahead. You take the reins.
See, after 93 episodes,
drive this drunken boat.
So, well, let's just get something out of the way real quick. So we didn't have Levy on last time, and we have a guest who I'm going to get to in a second. And we didn't want to like put too much of Levy's personal business out there, but Levy had the coronavirus and he was in rough shape for a little bit, but he's doing better now. So I just want to give a shout out to Levy C. Curry out there recovering. He's at home again, so that's awesome.
Yeah, Levy had the big C.
That's dope. Did he ever get that fat ass steak that he was wanting to get?
I'm sure he's on his way. If he didn't, I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah, so Levy was in the hospital. His health insurance number is 455.
So in place
too much
Levy,
personal identifiable.
Well, it was just like, you know,
and
I know
he has shit his pants in public, right? Or not public, private, I should say. Right?
He's not here to defend himself. You can't do that.
That's true. So he claims to have never shit his pants.
That's a lie. That's a fucking lie. I don't care who you are. That's a fucking lie.
Yeah, you know, he knows. Everybody knows.
I wonder if he shit his pants while he was in the hospital. Oh, because he had no pants. I wonder if he shit the bed.
That's like
instead of the bedpan.
Yeah, just shit the bed.
If you shit the gown, it's almost like a technicality because he didn't actually shit pants. So he
but the gown doesn't really cover the back, so it just goes, right to the sheets.
It's just like it tastefully covers, a percentage of both ass cheeks, tastefully. So yeah, I know that if it were me in that situation, I probably would have just shit all over the bed. You want me to do what with this pen? How am I supposed to make this work? Nope. Clean me, nurse. I wouldn't be like that, man. Shout out to our healthcare workers right now. They're going through a lot. Hopefully they got a kick out of it.
And in Levy's place, sitting virtually across from me, known as Primal Sabbath on YouTube and Facebook and a couple other places that I'm not sure, but I'm sure you're around elsewhere besides YouTube and Facebook.
The dark web.
Dakota from the number 2 Beast Wars podcast.
Dakota.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Honestly, it's such an honor being now on the number 1 Beast Wars podcast. Like, I'm so excited. It's like I don't know what to do first. Like, do I ask Mike if he has more rips in his designer Levi jeans, or do I ask him if he has more zippers on his designer Levi button-up, denim sweater? So I'm super happy to be here. It's wonderful. Really, really glad I could be on the number 1 Beast Wars podcast now.
You can say you actually hosted the number 1 and number 2 Beast Wars podcast now.
Yeah, all in the same week, no less.
Week. Yeah, that's a title no one has except you.
Yeah, it's me now.
So Dakota, how's everything going for you? How are you doing during this whole shutdown, weird ass planet thing going on?
I'm making more money than I ever have, which is fucking awesome. I'm just like, dude, I'm a house hermit anyways, so I'm just enjoying it. Like, I go to the grocery store once a week to buy my weekend tacos, and like, that's that. I just, like, it's business as usual. But I've also been spending a lot of that government money trying to stimulate this economy. So been doing.
So you just have everybody come down the canoes on the river to get the drugs on your houseboat instead of going to them.
They just really and truly, like, they just ride their egg cartons down here. But yes, that's how I distribute crystal meth. Down here.
Everybody's got to do their meth in this time of need.
Oh yeah, it's a booming industry.
You say you made a lot of money. That's all. That's the first thing my mind went to. Oh, he's selling drugs then.
No, man. Like, Louisiana was one of the first states to get some of that sweet I cash. Anyway, so, like, our governor, man, he kicked ass and he took names. Like, he made sure that, like, I think we were the second state to start dishing out some of those unemployment benefits, because, like, I was out of work March 15th, so it really worked out. And just basically just waiting. Like, I'm sure everything will be back to normal in, like, June or so. So
I actually had to pay in to my taxes this year, so I wasn't on the first list of direct deposits, because they didn't have my information, because they didn't send me a refund this year. So I still didn't get mine yet.
Yeah, me neither.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got my federal stuff like the week they said they were going out. Everyone was just like, check your bank accounts on Wednesdays. Like, I woke up at the ass crack of 3 p.m. and checked my bank account, and it was there. I was like, fucking hey, man. Like, I don't know what to do with myself.
Did you decide that you're just going to buy more shit that you didn't need, or pay your bills?
I actually decided to buy more shit that I was like, you know what, maybe I'll buy these things in like a year from now. I was like, fuck it, I got it to burn. Let's do it. Let's just do it. And so that's what I've been doing.
So which model of real doll did you get?
So it was a 1-to-1 scale Gina Carano. As it should be.
Is it the one of the newer ones that talks to you?
No, it's just the talking, like, makes me feel uncomfortable and inadequate. So
the one that talks is probably cheaper, because, like, who the hell wants it to talk, you know?
There was
I feel like there's a lot more creeps that want, like, the silent lay, you know, the old give her the old Bundy.
Right.
I read an article about that, about how they're supplanting with an AI where you actually have to like talk nicely to it and stuff so that it can actually like
So it puts out.
perform. Yeah, it performs for you. It's like an inhibitor.
If you talk to it like you're a fucking pig, it's just like it stays dry.
Yeah, it's like no.
What?
Could you imagine buying one of those for however expensive it might be, and then you still can't get any?
I forget what they said they were going to be going for. Probably like for the price of a car or something. Getting brand new car.
You just walk in. You walk into your like $17,000 sex robot, and you're just so pitiful and awkward. And she's like, nope, sweatpants are tied today. Not giving you any. You try to like, you're just like, what the fuck? What do you mean? I spent 17 grand on you. Like, well, you should have put a ring on my finger, whatever. Robot speak. It's just like, what the fuck? She's just like, you're not getting any of this sweet high quality poo nanny nerd. It just shuts off. Like there's a trap door, just like a steel trap door that shuts in her coo, and you can't get in that coot.
It's like fucking Rosie the robot from Jetsons.
This is so fucking highbrow. I can't stand it.
It's just a cold steel door. You put your wiener against it. It's just like, please let me in. I paid $17,000 for this poo poo.
That's when you go out to the shed and get the screwdriver. Change the settings on that shit.
Is it rape if it's a robot?
Yes. No, not yet. But like 40
robot
years
rights
from now,
are coming. You could bet.
Yeah,
robot
40
rights
years
are
from
coming.
now, when we have robot rights, they're gonna say that you treat them worse than the Jews.
Oh, dude, yeah, they're gonna fucking come after you, man. Like, you remember in the year 2022, whenever you put your hand on that robo pussy, you just grabbed robo pussy without any kind of consent. And now the year is 2066, and you need to be punished for that.
High crimes.
Good luck getting a job, loser.
You are now a battery.
They just put you in a hamster wheel and you're just walking to power the robot overlords.
Oh shit. So Mike,
Yes.
who else is on the show?
Sitting to my virtual left, ladies and gentlemen, Jed Vargo.
Hey, that's
How you
me.
doing, Jed?
I'm
What's
gonna
going
applaud
on, man?
myself. I'm gonna clap for myself.
Tell me the truth.
quick,
Right out of the gate,
No.
Jed. Tell me, how many times did you get your ass shot with the bidet since the last show?
Oh, dude, that's man. So let's see, like three times a day. That's times 21 days. No, wait, 14 days. So that'd be 28 times. Yeah, man. It's like a water fountain for your asshole. It's the best.
Yeah.
That does sound wonderful. Like I've been thinking pretty hard myself about ordering one. It really just knock it up a notch.
It's just like stupid stimulus money to buy.
Jed had me talked into it with the price tag. It was
like
like
$30.
I was kind of
It's
intrigued,
only
and then he said
$30?
30.
Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking the thing was like $300.
Nah,
for something
man.
that's just that nice and French.
No, it's like $30, and if you want the special 2 nozzle, double shotgun blast one, that's more like 50. I
Oh
think.
shit, yeah.
Then you could
Double
go.
nozzle me, daddy.
Then you go upgrade a little bit more, and that's when you get the hot water tap insert thing where you can like mix it. So
Long
it's
after
warm.
the self quarantining is over, Dakota will just be in the bathroom.
I'm just gonna be like hovering over the toilet, like cheeks spread as far as they can go. Just like there's 28 years of neglect for that bidet to just get to.
He said it's a power washer.
No more hanging your ass over the boat.
Haven't fulfilled an itch that bad in my entire life.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Shit.
I love it.
Clean the inside
You
of
should
my
get one
colon.
too, Mike. We could all be like a bidet podcast. We just talk about it for hours. How well your ass has been
Trace
cleaned.
bidet.
I'm pretty sure since the 5 minutes we gave it tonight and the 10 minutes we gave it last time, I think everybody's probably had enough.
Well, that's until they get a bidet. Then they will want to hear more about it, like how you could hack the bidet.
Hack the bidet. Just have it like pulsating to the beats that you got going on in your bathroom that you
It's got,
undoubtedly
like-
wired up during quarantine.
It's like glow lights going. You got a Bluetooth connect with an app on your phone.
Is your bidet jailbroken?
Jailbroken bidet.
It'll be set up like those Vegas fountains with the lights and the fucking music and shit.
Oh my god.
So
that's going to be the next step for luxury hotels, is just to include bidets.
They have bidets now in luxury hotels. Like,
yeah, well, I meant luxury hotels that us poors can attend.
Oh, that's not a luxury hotel then.
If I want to get an executive, that executive comes. The executive at the Motel 6 comes with a bidet. That's the world I want to live in.
I don't think they have bidets in hotels that are only one floor.
Now, some Motel 6s are twos. They're 2 stories. Yeah, a few of them.
No shit.
You gotta come to some of these yeehaw states, but they're in it.
And we also have Mike and Kate on this podcast. How you doing, Mike and Kate?
I'm doing all right, Jed. How are you?
It's good. Did you break the internet lately?
No, not recently. Not recently. It's probably once and done, I would imagine.
You and Kimi Kardashian on a first name basis?
Yeah, not exactly. So listen, I have a funny fucking Gurman story for you.
Wait, I have a question for you first.
Okay, go ahead.
So you posted that picture of Vanessa, right, with the faction symbols and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I was
hilarious, by the way.
I was scrolling through can't remember which group it was. I don't know if it was Transformers Pics and Vids or G1 or something. But I saw this message basically saying that post should be at the maximum PG-13. And I immediately thought if that was you and if it got taken down or not. Was it you? Were you the reason for that post?
That was probably my fault. Yeah, that was probably my fault.
We had someone, this was months ago, in the Beast Wars Society. I can't remember what it was, but it was just it wasn't the weird thing is the context of the post wasn't even sexual, but somebody reported it. This was the early days before we let everyone know this is the West and you police yourselves and don't bug us with stupid shit. But it was I can't remember what it was, but it was just reported post for sexuality content. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's I think it was a couple of toys. Maybe one was bent over and the other one was just leaning up against it, where it was I guess it looked like a doggy style pic, but it was just a dude trying to sell his shit. And They were clearly just thrown on the no bed sheet mattress, of course.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really think it was that big a deal. It was just, I don't know. I thought I did a nice job on the symbols, by the way.
Is PG-13 stuff subjective to these nerds?
I guess. Yeah.
I'm sure some of them think one is way further than what it actually is.
Oh, I can guarantee that, because I think everybody's idea of it is probably slightly different from the next person. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I definitely think there's people that I don't know, have more of a tolerance to that kind of shit.
Mormon Transformers fans, you're showing a little too much ankle in that pic. That's mature content.
Mature content. Yep. That's what goes on when we get bored around here. I guess, I don't know. It was fun, but this Gurman story, I hope you find this as fucking funny as I do. So it's a 2-parter and they're both quick. 2 years ago, he told me that he got into an accident with a truck or a van towing a car, right? And he said he got in the accident with the car that was being towed because he was letting cars out of a parking lot or into a parking lot or something. It was something where he had the right of way and he was letting a couple cars go. That was 2 years ago. Well, 2 weeks ago, he informed me that he didn't know that the car was being towed. And what actually happened was that when the truck pulled out, he saw the car being towed, but didn't know it was being towed and thought it was another motherfucker trying to get out in his right of way. And he was like, fuck that guy. And he showed him.
He was going to get him.
So then he got out of his car and he went marching up to the fucking window of the car, getting ready to fucking throw it out with this dude. And it was nobody in it.
Oh, dude, man! Imagine his heart fucking skipping a beat at that point. Just
oh, it was so good, man. Oh yeah. He was probably 3 or 4 dubers deep and shit. So he probably just had no clue what was happening. I mean, he eventually realized it was. it was towed, but he didn't tell me that when it first happened. And I don't know why, because that is the story. You know what I mean?
He was like, this fucking invisible prick. He just pulled out in front of me and I hit him.
There's a ghost driving this car.
He's been hanging out with me for like 15 years. He probably thought it was a transformer.
Oh my God.
Couldn't tell that the front of the car was like jacked up.
No, but it wasn't. See, that's the thing. It was one of those ones that was just on the ground. So I could definitely see like kind of how it happened, but that shit was just, it's just like the funny part is him like not wanting to let that guy out so bad, you know, that he played chicken with the fucking car being towed.
And he fucking lost. He lost at a game of car chicken to a driverless car. Fuck, man.
So yeah, so I thought that was money. So I just wanted to share that with you. So yeah, I'm doing all right. So let's go around the horn quick. And Dakota, do you have anything you would like to plug or any shout outs? And did you get anything new in the last couple weeks?
You can check out Stages Luck every Wednesday, of course, live on our YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Do not shut down.
Yeah. Like you get something, you may have to get in there quick. Like Brother Kyle, he was just like, man, this fucked up my whole Wednesday. He's like, I'll never be late ever again. Actually, man, I got some stuff in today. A buddy of mine was selling some of his BotCon stuff, and like I've only got just a handful of years left to complete. And anyways, so he was selling the Alpha Trion from 2007, so I got that in. I got some posters in, and I sold a buddy of mine a bunch of the IDW stuff, like the third party and generation stuff, and I guess I just lost the pieces to the little tailgate. And like I sold it to him, like it was just a bunch of shit, and it was like a bulk lot deal. And he was just like, man, can you find these pieces? I was like, yeah, no, I got them. Apparently I don't got them. So I was just like, man, fuck it, just like send it back to me, I'll give you $50. He was just like, all right, sold. So I got that back in, which is fine because I really like Tailgate, the little Make Toys rear end. Yeah. You know, that was one, like whenever I was packing it up, I was like, oh man, regret. Like this little guy was adorable in the books. So I got that back. And I was met with disappointment because I was supposed to get two other boxes, I should say, in today, but you know, can't complain, all things considered. Like I'm surprised the mail's still running. So yeah.
All the zombies outside. What was that the one item that you guys were talking about? Was there like something going on eBay? Was it a BotCon exclusive, I think, maybe, that was unopened? It was like $1,500 or something.
I was gonna say there are two things on eBay right now that are pretty wild. One way more wild than the other, but yeah, someone posted a sealed BotCon 2006 Megatron and Waspinator set, which is like probably the most expensive, I think at this point, BotCon set, like just like figures in general out there. Because I mean, it's just the two figures, and the last time a set sealed in the bag sold, it was for $3,000.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. So this particular seller listed them for like 600 starting auction, and within the first like 24 hours, it jumped up to just a little over $2,000, and it's been sitting there for about a day or two now. So I mean, there's still a week left on this auction, and the thing's already at 2,000. It's crazy.
There was an auction going on. A lot of comic book artists were, I forget the name of the charity, but they were doing like these like art for charity. So like they would do some art piece and then sell it on eBay, and then all that money would go to this charity. And I forget, it was probably something for like health worker relief or something. I can't remember exact charity, but I was following Casey Kohler's Twitter account, and he was like saying about how he did this, and I looked on eBay, and it was up like a couple $100, like $400 or $500 or whatever. And then he posts, he's like, it's so great to see like Jim Lee's work, you know, selling for charity. And I went to that link on eBay, and last I looked, it was like $10,500 for an original Jim Lee. Like,
oh my God.
Like $10,500.
I believe it though, dude. Like I mean, man, you know, he like that's this next wave of nostalgia boom coming around is going to be like his work and just shit from the 90s in general, you know. But it's like I mean, like we were talking about, like, you know, with the that BotCon 2006 set, you know, it's the Beast Wars set, and like people are buying all those hard to find and exclusive items. They're buying them up and spending like absolute top dollar on them, and it's making me nervous as someone that owns these things. Like if anything happens to them, like, I'm going to want to replace them, but I don't know if I want to spend $1,000 on Antagony, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just kind of glad that I got done with all my Final Fantasy VII stuff from like Play Arts. And I was getting stuff for like $30 here, $40 there, and now they're like 120 because the game just came out and everybody wants figures.
Aren't they making some newer stuff now? Anyways,
I do. Actually have that for the toy news. But that's the Kai. That's the Kai stuff. That's like the bigger pieces. These were the 8-inch ones, the old Play Arts from like 11 years ago.
Yeah, I had the Cloud and the Sephiroth, and like both of the hands on my Sephiroth broke. Like they just twisted right on off out of the box. I was like, oh well, this is what I get for wanting Sephiroth to hold a sword, I guess. It was not a great experience, but the Cloud was pretty sweet until like he wouldn't hold up that big ass sword that was very like I think that sword, it was the Advent Children one. It probably weighed as much as the figure.
Yeah.
So, but like the other thing on eBay that I kind of mentioned, and I don't know if you guys have it pulled up or not, but the G2 Defensor is up right now, $35,000.
Good God.
What?
And it's a complete one. It's one of two that have been accounted for. Like I say it that way because you never want to be like only two exist, right?
Did you do a Foghorn Leghorn?
I may have.
I say.
Now listen to me when I'm talking to you, boy.
You're bothering me, boy. You're bothering me. But yeah, there's only two accounted for that are complete with the little repair arms for Hotspot. The other ones that have been recorded don't have those pieces, and like they like just like for Minosaur, there's a couple of those that have like the remolded launchers, and some that have stickers, and some that don't. It's a weird thing, but like I don't think there's ever going to be any higher point than those unreleased G2 thing, which is crazy. It's just such an odd concept for a line that did not sell super well. All of its unreleased stuff is worth banking money right now. Like I think the Action Bomber Megatron and Starscream sets it's like a $2,000 set. You know, you're probably out 10-11 grand on G2 Minosaur, depending on which version it is and if it's got the Minosaur helmet and whatever else. I remember
seeing that on eBay like 4 years ago, maybe.
It's still up. The guy that's selling it's a fucking douchebag, so I'm not even gonna hold back on this guy. He basically bought out an old Kenner employee. He's passed. He's gone now. Bought out pretty much everything that he had in his garage after a few other of these toy hunter douchebags like went through and raked over his widow for him for stuff. And he was like, whenever he first got all this shit, he was not very upfront with the quantities of things that he had. So everyone thought whenever he posted like, and the way he does stuff is just fucking weird. Like anything that he has like one of, he'll post it up for an auction, and then he'll like put the duplicates that he has that he didn't tell anyone about at the time up for buy it now at what he thinks they're worth. So he lets the market dictate what it's actually worth. And then he posts what he thinks they're worth. And it's oftentimes like 3 times more than what the shit sells for at market. But in this instance, like with the Minosaurs, I think he put them up at whatever that other auction sold for. I think it was like I think he has them right now at like 20 grand or something weird like that. And I think he's knocked them down to like 14 or 15 grand, maybe it's 18. I can't remember. I looked at him the other night, but the Motormaster doesn't have the Minosaur helmet and all that other shit. Like I wouldn't give more than 9 grand for that set, but that's me.
The one I remember seeing was sealed in a bag. Like it was like,
yeah, those are the ones.
Stuff.
Yeah. The dude that bought the first one, like, and I think he went to go pick it up from the guy, or the guy delivered it to him, and he was just like, hey, look, I got, 4 more sets. And he's sold a couple of them since then. But I mean, I think anyone that bought what that guy was asking for those sets, I think they're off their fucking rocker. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Which, I mean, I say that as someone who bought Beast Wars prototypes from the guy at ridiculous prices. So, you know, whatever. I'm a hypocrite.
Mike, you never got into that stuff, huh? Prototype stuff of G1 stuff?
No, I didn't. Because
were there ever any unreleased G1 things like there were for G2 though?
Oh yeah,
anything that made it to that carded stage?
Shit.
No, not like the wood shit, like actual tooled up test shot shit, you know, painted and all that.
What, and stuff that never came out, or prototypes of stuff that did?
No, stuff that was like never released, like things that actually got all the way to like G2. I think is a real particular, and even beyond some special cases beyond, where like there's carded samples of these unreleased toys, or there's fully machine mold injected and machine painted of these unreleased toys, and it's not like it's just a prototype or some weird test shot color.
I've seen a lot of concept stuff, like artwork that never came to be as a toy that was meant to originally be toys, but I don't know if I've ever seen any prototypes, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. I've just never really researched much of it, to be honest.
I'm sure there's a hand painted RC out there somewhere. It's probably in the Takara vault or something like that.
I mean, there's that Unicron. Remember that old that dopey looking Unicron that was supposed to eventually come out? Did you ever see that?
Yeah. I think there were like a couple of different concepts that they had, and I'm guessing those are all resins. I know Neil has one of them, two of them. I don't know how many he's got, but I know he's got one of them. But I'm pretty sure
the one
that's
I'm thinking of just looked like a basketball, and it just had like arms and legs kind of fold out of it, and was just really awkward looking.
It was just that 80s, engineering.
Yeah.
But they made a couple of different ones. I do know that they were kind of toying around with, no pun intended. But it was never anything that like had a mold made for it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like some kind of recolor or something like that. You know what I mean? Like the G2 stuff was like that's where that's like, I don't know. It's that stuff's really weird in that regard. Or even like for Beast Wars stuff, like the Green Ramulus and the Blue Optimus Minor, like never released, got to card. But so I don't know if there was anything like that for G1. I think they made something and gave it a color palette like it pretty much came out, right?
Yeah, and it's surprising because for a franchise, especially like with the cartoon, that was really kind of a, we always say it like it was a 30-minute, toy commercial. They had an awful lot of characters in the cartoons that never became toys, which like it's hard to believe, like you said, like the RC, there was never a G1 RC, there was never a G1 Quintessons or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were certain characters that came out that did only show up one time, like Autobot X or Nightbird or Devcon and a couple of these other ones.
What boy
Devcon would have been sweet? A G1
what boy
Devcon
from the
toy.
80s? What boy from the 80s wants to play with a pink robot? I mean, you get beat up for that.
I guess back then, I guess it would have been. I guess it would have been all about trying to pull girls into the hobby, I guess, but it wasn't as much of a big deal as it is now.
Mm-mm. They didn't give a shit about girls back then. They had Barbies.
Right.
But yeah, it's strange, man. Like, and that's I guess is probably one of the finer points of G1 is like, everything pretty much came out, with a few exceptions that didn't make it past that like hard copy prototype stage.
Yeah.
But that like everything since then, it's like, okay, here's a repaint idea, and we got it all the way to this stage, but no, it's not. Too bad. So sad. Can't get it. It's weird.
So Jed, wait a second.
So
where the hell were we? we were doing Dakota's hauls and shout outs and plugs. I didn't know if he got everything out.
Did he? I know he shouted out the number 2 Stasis Slack podcast, Beast Wars podcast.
Yes.
And then he said he was going to get stuff
covered.
And then I think you were done, right, Dakota? Or did you have anything else?
Oh yeah, no, I'm done.
Jed, what about you?
I didn't get shit. I didn't get anything. I got more than 2 weeks ago, I got the whole Final Fantasy package thing, but since then I haven't gotten anything at all. Shout out to all the new listeners and followers that we have from Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And I'll be shouting out myself pretty soon because I got the website done. and I got a bunch of art prints done, and I just gotta get the stock in and the shipping materials, and then I'll be open for business.
Woo!
And tell people what the website is again.
Well, it's not ready yet. So if I tell people the domain name, they'll just go there and see it's under maintenance right now. Come back later. And I don't want to make people disappointed. So next time.
Now I'm disappointed knowing that it's there, but I can't check it out.
All right.
So disappointment all around.
I actually have 2 domains that you can go to for, I don't know, for reasons, I guess. So it's hiddentoysonline.com and hiddentoys.net. And it's very mobile friendly.
Really cornering the market on hidden toys there, huh?
I am. I figured I had that stuff set up from the 3D printing days. So just keep rolling with it. Because I keep getting notifications like every day, like 3 people liked Hidden Toys. And I haven't put anything on that site in like a year. So I guess it's a good name. I don't know. When people search for Hidden Toys, I don't know what they're looking for, but it's probably not my site.
Some dude sitting at his computer right now, like waiting on an update. Just like... needing it, like throw the guy a bone, Jed. Come on, man.
I should just like coming soon, almost there.
He's just sitting there in his underwear with fucking Oreos in his chest hairs. That's me. But
yeah, I'll have like I think I'll have like 7 or 8 prints out the gate. So and then hopefully keep adding to it. Yeah. And that's all I got, man. Oh, and fuck you, John Bailey. In case I forget. How about you, Mike?
Let's see. I got so somebody was on eBay selling, the little Energon goodie box that Cup had with Hot Rod. Yeah, I got that. I got one of those off of eBay. Little Energon.
So a business card holder you got. Huh? Got a business card holder?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically. But there's one. It's like,
does it have a logo on it at all, or anything, or is it just all silver?
No, it's not even. It's green with a silver stripe, and then the Energon sticking out the top is pink.
Talk about like that little gum pack that he had.
Yeah. I got one of those.
That was awesome. Tyler will never forgive me, but I really love the 86 animated movie.
Yeah, it was fun times.
It's definitely my favorite G1.
How much you get raped for that?
It was like $6, $7.
Okay,
it's not bad.
All right, no.
Well, I had $2. I had $2 off. Well, it was free shipping, but I had $2 off because of some eBay bucks or some shit. So, and then he sent a couple little like mini Energon cubes with it. So I got that. I got a new computer. So thank you for helping me shop a little, Jed.
You're welcome. Hopefully it works right.
Yeah, it'll be good.
It's coming out of the box is all broken and rusted springs hanging out the side of it.
My computer, well, no, it's new. I didn't buy it from my recording computer, man, has been giving me a little bit of a hard time for the last couple of months. And if there's any time I need that thing to be working, it's now when we can't do anything. So
your recording computer that saw 9/11 happen.
Yeah, man. You know what? I don't know if it doesn't go back that old, but it was probably 15 years old. And it was funny because a lot of I hit up a couple people and was like asking them questions about, what I could possibly get. And I said affordable. Apparently it's kind of like the PG-13 thing that we were talking about before. Like PG-13 is one thing to somebody and something else to somebody else. Apparently affordable is also one thing to me and something else to other people, because they're like, oh yeah, you can get this for $2,000 and shit, and I'm like,
yeah, I was especially when it comes to computers, man. Like affordable for me is like $300, but it's like you can barely play solitaire on the thing before it crashes. And I'm just like, oh man, what a predicament.
So long story short, Jed helped me find a pretty good one for in my price range and shit. So yeah, so
it was like in between. It was like you have to find the ones that are still souped up pretty good, but have like a shitty graphics card if you want to not play video games, but have it do like computing stuff like mixing tracks and Excel.
And like you said, Skype. I mean, all joking aside about that old ass computer, like I was doing perfectly fine on that computer, so it's not like I need some big upgrade. I just needed something new. And anything new would be like an upgrade.
This thing will be like magic to you. You'd be like, how did it know?
Yeah, right.
Dude, yeah, he'll start going through like the setup, and it's just like it'll give him like his current address, and he's like, oh wow, I don't have to like manually punch any of this stuff in. How's it already know the time? You know?
Well, I mean, I have other computers, so I know that happens. It's not like this dude's like I'm like Encino Man coming out of the cave for the first time, like seeing
listen, Karen. The thing that you carry around in your pocket and make phone calls on isn't a computer. It's a smart device.
Stop.
Yeah, but I do have other computers though. For real. Like I'll take pictures of them and send them all.
That's right. You're a graphics designer. I keep forgetting about that.
I want that shit. So yeah, so I got that. So one of these days, Jed, I'm gonna come up and drop that shit on your front porch and give it a Lysol bath.
Break it? You mean you had it for like a day or two, and you're like, oh, it's broken. What'd you do?
No,
I deleted all the stuff I didn't need.
Cracks it open, removes the hamster that's just tuckered out from running on that wheel for 15 years. Oldest living hamster in the fucking world.
Dude, there's probably enough dust bunnies inside that thing to make a hamster.
I'm not bringing you that one.
Oh, good.
What the
you got enough of those that one for? Basement.
No, I'll bring you the new one.
What are you gonna give it to me? You just bought it for yourself. You shouldn't give gifts like that.
You know that Mike, man. He's a kind fella.
He is
doing that kind of good work, that good charity work.
He's gonna treat his computers like Bic lighters. That's when you know you have money. Where you just I use the computer for a week. I just need a new one now. Give it away.
It's out of juice. Don't know what to do with it.
Right, Mike?
What do you say, Bill? Let's see. That's all I got haul wise. I didn't get any. I got the
serious question though. Did you get the external hard drive?
No, I didn't get that yet. That's on its way. It's ordered. I just didn't. It's on a different path to get here than the computer was. So I think it's going to take another couple days.
Yeah, man. You don't want to lose that like sweet Dino Saucers cover, you know?
No. I have that taken off the old one already. So
it's in the cloud.
When I'm using the old one, like it's kind of like a crapshoot. Like I could turn it on and it could take me 6 or 7 times where I got to turn it back off and turn it on and turn it off and turn it on until it finally like stays on. And then sometimes it fucking freezes like as soon as I open Pro Tools. But then other times I turn it on the first time, it goes on and it stays on for hours at a time and works totally fine. So when that happens, I do a bunch of recording and then I grab everything I just did and like take it off of there and put it on the other computer that actually works.
I had a car like that once. I had a Datsun where it like wouldn't start, but when it started going, I never wanted to turn it off again. So I just let it run.
Savor the moment.
No, it's like when you go to the store where I park it, I just like put it in park and let it run at the convenience store, run, grab the shit and run back out. Because I was afraid if I was going to turn it off, it wouldn't come back on again.
I'd always thought like whenever I was younger, let's say whenever I was younger, when I was like 18, 19, I would watch folks like, because I've been working in the old truck stop casino industry for quite a while. And I would just, like the old job that I worked for, they wouldn't let me smoke inside. So I'd have to stand outside to smoke despite it being a smoking establishment. Go figure. But like I'd watch people pull up to the convenience store and just like leave the car running. I'm like, that's kind of foolish. But now I know it's just because it probably won't turn back on. They just perpetually leave it running, even when they're putting gas in it. Just leave it running.
And if it's that much of a shit box, they're not really worried about anybody stealing it while they're inside.
Yeah, you're like free car.
Oh, dude, meth heads will take anything, bro. They will bring you a 1998 Camry and just try to get like a quick fix. I had a guy try to sell me a gun with like etched off serial number. I was like, he was like, man, here's $120. And I was like, I don't know about that, bro. I appreciate the offer and all that, but I think I'm gonna, I've got my registered pieces and I think I'm just gonna leave it at that.
It was like the handle all duct taped up.
Yeah, no, man. He just he pulled it out and like just started showing it to me. I was like, yeah, I'm good. This doesn't end well for either of us if we just continue with this. I was down to 5 points. I'm sure that thing like murdered somebody. I'm sure someone used that to murder somebody.
I was down to 5 points the one time, Mike. Oh man, I can't remember how long ago this was. And these guys pulled up in a van and we thought we were gonna get jumped. And the guy was like, yo man, he's like, come here, we got a kicker box in the back. You want it? I'm like, yeah, how much? He's like $20. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what else you got? He's like, I got an amp here too. He's like, I'm like, how much you want for that? He's like, how about another 20? I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. So I wound up with a kicker box and an amp for my Firebird.
Now, was it a Firebird or was it a Fiero? And don't lie, Jed.
It was a Firebird. It was a black 83 Firebird, just like Knight Rider.
Man, I bet you were dripping.
Dude, I'm telling you. My girlfriend hated that car. Oh my gosh, she hated that.
Yeah, because you were dripping and it wasn't just in her. You know?
I used to get pulled over so much with that car.
My very first car was a 98 Midnight Blue Camaro. And then my second one was a 2001 Cherry Red Camaro. I made sure I lived the dream. No, I think they stopped making the IROCs in the 80s. These were the fourth gens.
My friend bought one of those because the salesman told me it had a Corvette engine in it. So he got rapes for however much money that was.
Oh yeah, he did. He didn't walk out of that with a good deal at all.
No. Nope. So where were we, Mike?
I don't fucking remember, to be honest.
This is just like a free for all show. You got your computer. That's right. And did you have any shout outs, Mike, at all for yourself?
I got no. I got no shout outs. I finished a video. Well, yeah, I did. Well, you already said something about it, man. I finished that Dinosaurs theme song. That was a request by our boy Gort. After I did the X-Men, he was like, yeah, you got to do TMNT or Dinosaurs. And I remember Dinosaurs having a pretty good theme song, so I did that. And that was fun. That's on my YouTube channel.
Oh, do you have a YouTube channel? What's the name of the YouTube channel?
This is my name. I'm gonna search my name. I don't know why that's so fucking funny, but all right.
It's just me.
Did you never have like an online persona? Because I know you've been in the game for a while. You never had like an online name. You never had like your own Primal Sabbath.
No, not really. And we actually did like a little bit of a goof on that when me and Levy did the review of Omega Supreme, the Fan Toys Omega Supreme. I said something about that. I'm like, I feel like I need a name or whatever. Levy wanted me to call myself Baby Balls. I think that's what he said. I have to go back and watch the beginning, but like the first 15 seconds of that review is like just cut after cut of us like throwing dumb names that I could call myself. And then at the end, I just ended up just going by a name, man. My name. I don't know. I never wanted to come up with anything. So I never bothered. Because some of them are okay. Some of them are kind of like funny. And then other ones are like. So
then some of them are like XX420, Blaze Lord 69, 69, X, little X 69.
Well, and the thing is, I've just had like I've had a long string of like really dumb nicknames that people came up for me, and none of those worked either. So,
what were some of your aliases?
I gotta know now.
So when I joined the softball team, the one before the Shippers, this was like 13 or 14 years ago. I saw like hair like halfway down my back and shit, and I just didn't look like, nobody on the team knew me or whatever. I was, except for the one guy that I worked with that played on the team that was like, hey, come play ball, so I'm like, all right. So since I had long hair and they were a bunch of meatheads and shit, they used to call me Sugar Tits. so for the first, so 3 or 4 years on that team, I was Sugar Tits. And then they just shortened it to Shug, which was a lot cooler sounding. So it ended up being Shug, but yeah, it was short for Sugar Tits.
Shug.
No, Shug.
Like, man, it's probably a good thing you never went to jail at that point in time, like at that point in your life, no. Mike Sugar Tits, Shug Kincaid.
Yeah, aliases. Yeah, they read all the aliases and that's what it is. Sugar Tits. Yeah, that's great.
Sugar Tits.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been right. It would have been
to the yard.
It would have been a rough go with things because I had like long hair and then I just couldn't grow a single facial hair at the time either. So it was just extra. It was extra bad.
That's still better than ass juice.
That.
God.
For the Minnesota shithawk. Yeah.
Spider beef.
Yeah. So So go check out my YouTube channel. And me and Tony are working on. So we're on this like quarantine music kick. So I'm trying to record something with Tony remotely, and he has no recording gear. So I'm trying to
record Imagine.
Yeah, no. we're gonna do something like
YouTube.com/sugar tits.
We're we're gonna do something that's a lot cooler than that. What the fuck else did we finish? I don't know. You can see it on my wall, man. Dave, the drummer from this other band I'm in, Social Call, hit me up and he's like, "Hey, I got all the music." He wanted to put music and a slideshow together for the Social Call fans, and recorded like basically a karaoke version of "Stand By Me," and hit me up and asked me if I wanted to sing it, which is a weird choice out of everybody in the band, but I did that, and that was fun because it was something a little outside my comfort level. So it was actually cool to do. That's on my wall.
Odd coincidence since that guy just died.
The dude that wrote. Oh yeah, that's right. What was his name?
I got it in my notes.
Bill Withers or whatever, right? Was that his name? Is he the guy that wrote Ain't No Sunshine? Same guy?
Bill Withers. You're right. Yep.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. I don't know. Just keeping busy, working on a lot of things, painting ass cheeks, you know. You know, my face was red and purple at the end of the night. I look like Bizarro Two-Face from Batman. Shit. Yeah. Eating ass is the right of all sentient beings. All right. Can we move on now? Is that enough for everybody?
Yeah,
you want to move on?
The one that keeps going. You keep going, not us.
Look, you know, I'm not the ass eating connoisseur. You know,
Dakota and I are sitting here in horror while you're just going on and on.
Just talking about looking for the peanut.
Jed, give us some news, man.
All right. So, did you hear that Howard Finkel, who was 69 years old? Do you know who Howard Finkel is?
Nope.
He was an American Hall of Fame professional wrestling ring announcer for WWE. He was the guy that would do all the announcements and stuff like that. Like, ladies and gentlemen, all that stuff.
Okay.
And the new Intercontinental Champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He actually coined WrestleMania, the name WrestleMania. Funny I said that, but he actually coined the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's nickname. And he was around the whole thing from like the early 80s all the way up until like 2010 or whatever. So yeah, he died.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. Brian Dennehy. You guys know who that guy is?
Yeah,
I heard the name.
He's 81.
Tommy Boy's dad.
Yeah, American actor. He was the sheriff in First Blood, Rambo. He was in Cocoon. He was in a bunch of other shit too. Yeah, you're right, Tommy Boy. He was the dad. He won a Tony in 1999 and 2003. He died of a cardiac arrest due to sepsis. Whew. So
damn,
that's fucked up. When I was going through the deaths, I saw somebody died from complications from an ulcer. I was like, man, that's gotta suck.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, like for that to be like the thing, that's worse than a stingray taking you out, you know?
Yeah. Too soon. Coda. Too soon. Yeah. Too soon.
Crikey.
We're going through a fucking pandemic. How dare you? Yeah.
Rest in peace, Crocodile Hunter. You'll always be remembered.
Yo, did you see the Crocodile Hunter? And I might be wrong, but I thought the Crocodile Hunter's, was it his niece or some shit? Put some pictures up on the, was it his daughter? Put some pictures of, no, it wasn't. I'm going to have to Google this shit, man. But I know somebody.
Like Binky or something like that.
Crocodile. I'm Googling. You can move on, but whatever. Crocodile Hunters. These put some fucking bikini pictures up, and everybody was looking at her titties and shit.
Well, his daughter just got married. I thought maybe it was her.
Wait, say again? Yeah. You broke up a little bit.
I said his daughter just got married, so I thought maybe it might be her. Which
could have been.
He named her.
I'll find him and I'll put him
the
in the
dog.
Chat.
Man, forbidden titties. But yeah, dude, that was one of those deals that's popped up on my Facebook from time to time, like Steve Irwin's daughter and Hillary Duff, like, you know.
No, it's his niece. It's her name is Rebecca Loewe. Hang on, I'll put the fucking picture in the chat. You're gonna be like, oh.
You putting it in the Blackout and Shout chat?
I'm putting it in the Discord. God fucking damn it, man. I'm getting there. I promise.
Technology.
Wait to see these.
All right, let me see if I can find
Control C, Control V.
There we go.
Oh.
God almighty, son.
Yeah.
Interesting. Crikey.
Yeah, I can't believe that wasn't the
Well,
she's a little too orange for my taste, but
yeah, it's the lighting. You know. It's the sun in that southern hemisphere of the world.
I was gonna say, I like him with a little bit of ethnicity to him. So
I know you're preoccupied with the blows, but you have to look down at the bumper.
what?
What is it? What is it?
The bumper. You know, never heard that before?
Yeah, like no, I mean, like, what
bumper.
is it? What's the tattoo of?
Oh, I don't know. I was talking more about the shape of it and the fucking the shoestring.
I thought you were gonna tell me she had like a fucking crocodile on it, or like a Transformers logo or something. Maybe it's like a crocodile, and underneath it says Uncle.
It's the Lacoste logo.
Fucking righteous.
So, let's see. Hank Steinbrenner was 63. He died. He was the American sports executive, co-owner of the New York Yankees since 2008. That's one of your favorite teams, right, Mike?
Yeah. No, I hate the Yankees, man. But it's like, you know, I'm at least mature enough to, like, at this point, I don't really hate the Yankees. I just hate the confines of which Major League Baseball teams can operate, or lack of confines, I guess. Because that's you know, I just get annoyed because, you know, there's no true salary cap. So if the Yankees want to have a $500 million payroll, they could do it.
Yeah.
Which is why it was so much fucking fun when the Marlins beat them years ago. Marlins had like a $31 million payroll, and the Yankees were like over 200, and the fucking Marlins took them to school. Dude, it was great.
I remember that World Series. I think that was back when Dakota was born, right?
Yeah.
91. What year did you say? I was born in 91.
Nah, that was like 2003, maybe something like that.
I was still shitting my pants. Don't matter.
And last but not least, Danny Goldman, who is 80 years old, was an American actor. He is best known for being the voice actor for Brainy Smurf on the Smurfs.
Huh.
He was also in MASH and Young Frankenstein, but he died of a stroke.
MASH. I remember, man, my grandma's brother was living with us at the time, and he would always like he would go out and he would like do work and stuff, and then he'd come back and he would just sit in like the biggest room that we had in the house and kick that recliner up and play MASH at like 80% volume. And it was just like that.
I never watched the movie,
the
but my parents always used to watch the TV show, so I was forced to like watch episodes with them when I was a kid.
And see, he was a non-vet, so yeah, that shit hit him a little extra hard.
Yeah, my dad was a Korean vet, so. All right, that's it. That's all the people that died. A lot more people, but no one really that was affiliated too much with our fandom. Trailers. So, what do you guys think of the Snowpiercer trailer? And have you seen the movie with Chris Evans?
I haven't seen the movie. I knew I had seen the name somewhere before. I was like, fuck, where have I seen that? It was interesting. It reminded me of a Coors Light commercial because of the train and the snow. But it's what was more interesting is I didn't know TNT had their own originals. Like I thought they just played reruns and like baseball, you know. I didn't know that they made their own content, you know. And that was a new thing. Yeah, that was the more. Well, I mean, you got to nowadays. But yeah, that was what was surprising to me about it. It looks good. It definitely looks good. I don't know if I'm gonna have the attention span to keep up with it on a week-to-week basis, but it's definitely interesting.
If you should probably watch the movie. The movie is a fantastic movie. It's really good.
Is it on Netflix? I feel like I've seen it just scrolling through Netflix before.
Probably, I guess. It's been out for a little while. Yeah, Chris Evans is in it. And Mike, what did you think of the trailer? And have you seen the movie?
No, I haven't. So I really don't have anything useful to add to this discussion because I never saw the first one. Like, it looks interesting, the trailer that you sent, but I don't know what to think of it because I don't know what went on for.
I'm just surprised that they actually decided to make a TV series out of it because that movie's only like, now that I looked it up, is only like 7 years old.
Yeah.
So Chris Evans is in it, and Ed Harris, John Hurt. The chick's name I was trying to think of is Tilda Swinton.
That's like when they turned Shooter into a series. You know, the Mark Wahlberg movie?
Yeah. Jeannie Bell's in it. But no, it's a really good movie. But yeah, Jennifer Connelly's in this one, in the TV show.
I don't know names. You got to tell me what she showed up naked in.
I remember her most from The Rocketeer because, man, she had some She had some fucking cans on her in that one. She was in the Incredible. No, wait, she was in the Hulk movie. That's right.
The David Banner one.
The one Ang Lee directed.
The one before that Norton one.
Yeah, the one before that. She was in that. Mike, stop it.
Good fucking grief, dude.
Let's see. What was I talking about?
You like that, Dakota?
Fuck. God damn it, I forgot now.
We were talking about some rockin' cans.
Oh, right. Rocketeer. Jennifer Connelly. Right.
Dude, I really do appreciate Mike's ability to research.
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
Yeah.
He's the unsung hero of my story.
So, Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian.
Wait. One quick question for you, Dakota, real quick before we move on.
Yep.
If she showed up and she was like, Dakota, I'm gonna let you get all of this, but the only way that happens is if you bury your face in my ass. What's your answer?
Answer's gonna be no, Hoss. I got a set of principles I live by. I say. I do declare. I'd meet her somewhere.
Yeah,
I'd meet her somewhere
get on
in
the
the
bidet
middle.
first.
In the middle of the ass cheeks.
I don't trust Southern toilet water, to tell you the truth, and it is well water, but I trust it like not at all. If it was city water, but yeah, no, I'd tell her I'm humbled by the offer, and maybe we can make this work without me tongue punching the peanut, and
I think this is a case of like, because it's not actually there in front of you. It's kind of like, would you do, whatever horrific act, and here's $1 million, and then you like pop the briefcase open and the $1 million is right in front of you. Like you can say that now when it's on the screen, but if it was right there in front of you, I don't know, maybe that answer might change.
Oh man, even the prospect of $1 million. What kind of horrible shit you want me to do?
Yes. Dakota's like, I'll kill a man, but I won't eat that ass.
I won't eat that peanut.
Just, I don't have the immunity for it. I just don't have the immunity for it. With all this Rona going around, I like my food to be well cooked, and again, like I don't know, dude. Like that's a tricky situation, but man, I couldn't. I know, like I would get to the point. And like I would be right there, and I would fucking chicken out and be like, no, thank you for showing me your bare ass. But
I picture it like the scene in Step Brothers when they get in the fight, and there's like that old white dog turd. That in Step Brothers, and he's like shoving his head in like that would be Dakota, like with his tongue just barely sticking out, making every face in the book.
Yeah, man, it's just not a pleasant experience. I mean, the front side's fair game, man. Let's get to it, but not the backside. The backside, that's for looking at only.
All right, Jed, what else you got?
Oh, we can move on now. Okay, so
Yeah,
we're done with the whole ass conversation. All right, so Disney Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian. What'd you guys think of the Disney show trailer?
1000%, it's a cash grab. Let's play on this Mandalorian hype until we have some actual new content. That said, fucking fooled me, because I'm in on it. Like, I don't really give too much of a shit about Star Wars, but there are three things that franchise has produced that I absolutely love, and it's The Mandalorian, Rogue One, and Solo. And one of those things, shit ain't gonna happen with it, because everyone died. Not gonna say which. But like, yeah, dude, I love The Mandalorian. I like westerns and I like sci-fi shit, and it combined the two. It's just a space western. So I think it's gonna be like, for me, it's just gonna be neat seeing how they like did everything. I like those little extras and things like that, and that's something I noticed that the show was lacking in, like the special features area. Was like there were none. It was like, here's a trailer, and then here's the stupid rise of the keeping up with the what's their names.
Keeping up with the Skywalkers.
Yeah. Here's this dumb Skywalker episode 9 movie trailer. Like, that's it. That's all the extras. I'm like, man, I'd like to see some of the, like, the making of some of that stuff. Like, it's great for background noise, and like I still absorb it. You know.
How about you, Mike?
I really got to watch the first season of that shit.
You didn't watch the season yet?
No.
Man, what have you been doing in quarantine? Well, wait, we already know. So you should watch that. Put that on your queue. So
yeah, man, it's only like 6 hours of content. Like that's something else that bummed me the fuck out too. Was I was expecting hour-long episodes, and it was like, nope.
Yeah, they were closer to like half hour than anything.
Yeah, I think the most one was like 43 minutes or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's disappointing.
So there was a documentary done about the technology that they're using, and that a lot of newer movies and TV shows have been using, about how they're using the video screens and like a projector for the ceiling, for like the sky and stuff. So it's like all real time, like Unreal rendering of like
Super
scenic
fucking
backdrops.
realistic.
Yeah, it's better than using green screens to, have to roto out anything. So
and you immerse the actors in the atmosphere too, which I think allows them to really utilize it better to make it a more believable like story too. I think
they're like the whole thing is like an HDR, Mike, where so you can actually get the right lighting set and all that stuff for like whatever scene you want shot. It's really cool. It's pretty new. It's maybe a couple years old, but it's been getting pretty popular with everyone. Plus, you can actually see like the dailies look exactly like what it's going to look like, minus all the extra composition that you have to do afterward. But the other thing I noticed too is that Jon Favreau is going to be doing this, and like years ago, and I'm trying to think when, maybe like 2000 or something, he had a TV show. I can't remember what it was on. I think it was on IFL, where it was called Table for Five, where basically it was just like him and like 4 or 5 other people, that either actors, musicians, or directors or whatever, and they would sit down and basically have dinner, and they would talk about like all the shit that they went through. And this gave me like a really strong, like deja vu of it, because they were basically sitting at a round table just talking like normal, dinner talk. So those episodes were like fantastic, because you found out all these little tidbits of things about everything that happened in like during the production of stuff. And one thing I remember finding out for sure is that Marilyn Manson is a really intelligent person from the old episodes. So he's
dude, like I was a big Manson fan when I was in high school. And like I was always like watching interviews that he did, and like other like various other documentaries, and just being like super taken aback by just the way he carried himself. Obviously the whole thing was all an act. I was never under any kind of like false whatever about that. But like there was a brain there.
He was neighbors with Mark McGrath. I remember Mark McGrath saying how he used to hang out with him all the time, and how they said it was like just like wrestling. It was just one big, show, just to get everyone to like listen to his music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like that's the Alice Cooper method, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's actually going to be in the new TV series, The Stand, from the Stephen King book. He's going to play Trash Can Man for that.
Who, Manson?
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a 10-episode, I don't know, like 1 season miniseries or whatever you want to call it, coming out this year. James Marsden's going to be in it, and a couple other people that are semi-popular. Do you guys remember that show from like the 90s, The Stand?
Yeah.
No,
I don't remember much about it. But
it's like pretty relevant now, because it's basically, the whole Captain Trips, disease murdering and killing most of the population of the world. No? Okay. Moving right along. So, Spaceship Earth. What you guys think of this one? I included this because it was kind of really boring in the beginning, and it got really interesting and weird near the end.
Dude, yeah, I almost stopped watching the trailer there, because I was just like, Jed, what the fuck is this? It was like the last time I came on, the trailers were super interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it looks like Tiger King, but instead of it being stupid meth heads, it's just smart, like Asperger's people. So, like that said, like I'm in, because like they're talking about like, you got to live in the biodome, and then it's like the CO2, whatever spiked. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers on Earth, by the way, just walk outside of the dome, But they're like, then the guy started talking about like every social gathering of a people with the ideals is a cult. I'm like, get that right, Slick. So
Well, I don't know what the dude was doing. He was like punching people and throwing them down.
Yeah, dude, he was hitting him with that what's that guy? Kid, he was hitting him with that Kenneth Copeland, man. I blow. Like it was wild, man.
Mike,
was there a oh man, I don't even, this dude looks like Gilligan, by the way. Did somebody say that already?
who?
The dude with the red shirt on with the hat. This looked like stumbled off the island. Yeah, this is some fucking strange shit. Wait, but this is real? Is this real?
Yeah, that's real.
This is all real shit.
Yeah.
It's really sometimes
weird.
you get fooled by what do they call them? Like the faux documentaries or whatever. And it's like,
yeah,
like when they found the mermaid that one time.
Don't you remember they made like a parody of that, like Pauly Shore? It was like called Biodome or something. There was a movie about that.
Yes, yeah, I do remember that.
So that was based off of this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's, I get a little skeptical when I see shit like this. I'm like, this can't. Is this real?
Yeah, because like you never, especially in today's age, man, like you never know like what's satirical and what's not.
Mhm.
You know.
Right.
Weird. I love that. I love the shot where they're all like in the purple. They're like in the purple suits, man. That shit is out of control. Like that's
Honestly, like I wonder, like what kind of just fucking low testosterone energy do you have to go into this thing, and then like this scrawny old motherfucker says you can't leave, bro. I'm 300 pounds. I'll leave whenever I want. All right, I'm 6 foot tall, motherfucker. I will. Tell me I can't leave. You know.
I wonder if it's like time locked, where it's like locked from the outside or something. You can't.
I'll run through a fucking wall, man.
I don't know, man. I think I could spend 2 years inside of an enclosed biosphere. I mean, I don't know about all the gardening and all their bullshit that you have to do, like taking care of fucking sheep and stuff, but I can just sit back and play video games and fucking have Amazon deliver my shit.
Dude, would you fuck with the sheep though? If you were a female sheep?
No.
So what we've been doing for the last like month or so, you think you could pull that off for 2 years?
Been doing that for 2 years already.
I think I might be able to. Well,
yeah, I could do that too. Like I said, minus the gardening and taking care of any type of,
as long as we have our stuff, right? Like we got our computers and recording gear and cameras and whatever. Like we got all that shit. As long as I have
if you
stuff.
Threw me in the fucking woods with a log cabin and shit like that for 2 years, then I might probably go insane, I think.
Yeah, we're going nuts there.
Away from technology? Like,
yeah.
Why would anyone even?
There's like societies actually that are out there. There are groups of people who are living together in certain parts of the world where they try to find like a dead zone, and then they like build all their homes in that area, so they have nothing to do with technology at all.
And they're probably going to end up killing a fucking actress here pretty soon. MK Ultra Part 2. The actress killing Boogaloo. I don't know.
Yeah, man, strange cults and shit. So, Looney Tunes, the new Looney Tunes cartoons coming out. Mike,
is that okay? So is that going to be like a series of cartoons, or is it going to be like a movie? Was I looking at a series?
I think it's probably going to be a series of shorts.
So in order for this to be maximum fun for me, certain characters have to make appearances, and they're like B Squad characters. So I don't know if it's going to happen or not.
What, like the rapist skunk Pepe Le Pew?
Well, him and like the chicken hawk,
or the stereotypical Speedy Gonzales.
Nah, I need Pete the Puma. Pete the Puma to show up.
I was gonna say, do you think we will see like the hot button Looney Tunes characters at all in this new one?
Nah, I doubt it.
Not at all.
I don't think they'll do that. There's no way they're gonna put a fucking
crazy
Mexican fucking rat running around going andale arriba.
But I mean, he's established though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And the fucking skunk that rapes. Just a fucking
if you really look at it, that like are people
well,
like I don't know, man.
Kids.
That was actually the big disappointment for me. Is I was expecting Porky the Pig to be like, blee, 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 get the fuck out of here. You know, like I was ready. I was ready for him to be like, I'm fucking tired of this, Bugs. Like, and like that didn't happen, and I was just like, oh man, like, because I don't think today's youth is going to really be super into Looney Tunes. Not like we were. Like, we grew up on that shit, you know, even in the 90s. Like that's the one thing like boomers, Gen Xers, and millennials all have in common are the Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you bring something out like a reboot or whatever it is that you want to call this, if your target audience is kids, like actual kids now, I don't find that that's maybe the smartest way to go about it. I think you should aim it more at us.
Yeah, they definitely should have gone the adult route, in my opinion, you know, which I think it's weird. HBO has a kids segment, like, anyways.
That's funny you were going to say that, because I was just going to bring this up, that they're going to reboot the Fraggle Rock too. And Fraggle Rock was only on HBO back when it first came out.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was either HBO, Prism, or Cinemax, one of the three. That was like a pay channel. Are you guys Googling it just to check, fact check?
No. Nope. I'm not. I'm still.
I didn't like it.
I'm still looking at pictures of Steve Irwin's niece.
Yeah, of course you are. I didn't like Bugs Bunny's yellow gloves. That kind of threw me off, even though it's like cartoon accurate from like when he first came out, but just didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was another thing. And like, honestly, I thought it was I was just getting Mandela affected, you know, because like I'm so used to that shit now, like where it's just like this isn't, you know, how it was or whatever. And I was just like, maybe motherfucker had yellow gloves the whole time.
What do you mean Beast Wars had cars?
Oh, dude, my personal hell. Oh man, like it looked off, but like I said, I wasn't gonna like take to the internet and be like, yeah, this isn't right. He should have the white gloves, and then someone being like, actually, whenever the Warner Brothers did the Looney Tunes for the very first time, see, they actually had the gloves. They were colored and they were colored in a certain way. And like, I don't need that shit.
Yeah. It did look like he was getting ready to clean the bathroom, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looked like he was getting ready to eat some ass, huh?
Yeah.
Told you it would come back.
Well, at least it looks better than like the Thundercats reboot. That looks terrible.
Fucking A. That thing got canceled, I think, before it even started.
Did it? Did it get canceled?
Yeah.
What, that really stupid overly cartoony
the
Thundercats
Roar
thing that was supposed to happen?
Thundercats Roar, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Bro, I still can't get over the dude that made that show. His fucking hairstyle, man. Like, you know, I keep it pretty simple, you know, like I don't do anything fancy with mine, but yeah, bro, he had like maybe at best like chin length hair, not even shoulder length, chin length hair, and he pulls that shit up into like this little
tiny man bun, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't even a bun, bro. It was like a little rat tail on top of his head.
Man biscuit.
It was a man biscuit. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. It was like I was like, this goofy motherfucker right here went on television. My mother would disown me if I looked so foolish in front of the world like that. And I used to put on black fingernail polish and eyeliner in high school, you know, like.
Oh, Mike knows. He's there with you.
Right? I did that in my 30s.
Honestly, dude, like I started buying Transformers and I ran out of fingernail polish funny, or else I'd still be doing black nails.
Did you listen to Danzig?
No, man, my music tastes were very controlled, I guess. Like it was like Manson, Pantera, Trivium, Metallica, Megadeth, shit like that. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I guess your thrash shit, and then like groovy metal. Like that was
interesting. So on to the news. So Daredevil star Deborah Ann Woll, that's the chick that played Karen, says she's been unable to find work since starring in the Marvel series. Apparently nobody wants to hire her because of her shitty acting.
They must have forgotten how good she looked in True Bloods, boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that was like a long time ago.
What's her name?
Karen.
Yeah, Baby Vampire Jessica.
In Daredevil, from Daredevil, you're talking?
Yeah, she was Karen. Yeah, but in True Blood, she was Jessica.
That's if you ever want to see her awesome titties.
That's the fucking pasty. That's the pasty white fucking.
Yes, sir. The redhead.
Yeah, I know who she is.
So she's sad because nobody will hire her. So
fuck, I'll hire her.
Spider-Man director Sam Raimi confirms that he will direct Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Thoughts?
So what are that guy's? What's that guy's works? Because like again, I'm not really a names guy, especially when it comes to like movies and stuff. Like what has he done?
Sam Raimi is well known for Evil Dead, Darkman, Spider-Man. What else did he do besides Evil Dead, Mike? Didn't he do something else in between there?
Sam Raimi?
Yeah.
Man, Take Me to Hell.
Okay, that. I was gonna say like the other stuff that Jed just named off. I was like, I don't see how that's gonna like, get me excited for what's essentially supposed to be the Multiverse of Madness. But as soon as you said Take Me to Hell, I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. I'm game.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness. Let's see, what else did he direct? Oz, The Great and Power, Drag Me to Hell, Spider-Man, The Gift.
Or Drag Me to Hell, not Take Me to Hell. Drag Me to Hell. Yeah.
Yeah, The Gift.
You knew what I was talking. You know what the fuck I was talking about, and don't have me come down there for you either, tough guy.
Quick and the Dead, Evil Dead 2, and a bunch of shorts. I thought he did more than that. So anyway, I'm just kind of interested in seeing if he's going to get Bruce Campbell to be in it for something. Like either he's going through the multiverse and you see like Ash, because Ash was in Marvel Comics. He was there with like Howard the Duck and shit. Yeah.
No shit.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
The whole Marvel Zombies series, he was in one of those. I think it was the 3rd volume of that. But some people are saying that would be really cool to see. Jaws. Steven Spielberg's Masterwork is coming to 4K Ultra HD for the first time ever this summer, June 2nd, 2020. Just in time for swimming season.
Nice.
You guys fans of that movie?
I just watched Jaws again the other night. It was, well, not watched it. It was kind of on while I was doing other shit, but it was on. Good old Jaws.
I never really got super into it. Like, I mean, it was just one of those, I guess, weird gore flicks. Like, I mean, it wasn't really even a gore flick. I don't know. It was like, that was a weird fear I feel for like that time, like people getting eaten up by sharks.
Yeah. Well, I think you said that you have a fear of drowning, right?
I definitely have a fear of drowning, but I don't have a fear of like humongous sharks. So I don't know.
Man, when I was a kid and I saw that movie, I would fucking be scared of going into the community pool for fucking fear of a shark. That shit fucked me up.
See, my zodiac is a Cancer, which is an aquatic zodiac, which means I'm like really super into like being in the water.
No, I don't know. I really like swimming.
And let's see. Last but not least, this is quite interesting. I saw this in one of the groups. What's that guy's name? Wesley Dixon Jr. or whatever. He found an accurate. Stop it, Mike. From like the.
That's for you, Dakota.
Keep going, Mike.
Look at how pasty.
Can we get to the Transformers news?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you. So they found like the actual Takara scale for Skylinks.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's something that Walrus Law uploaded. That dude, if you have not checked out tfraw.com, he has probably the most extensive digital archive of just media. Printed media, commercials.
Some dude, I can't remember his name, but it wasn't that. And he said he had some contacts in Japan and they dug this up and got it.
That's the thing, man. Like the only two guys I can think of would be Hydra and Walrus Law. Like they're always getting this kind of stuff.
So that's what it was supposed to be, huh? What did you say it was? TF or all? Oh, TF the number? Oh,
no, TFRAW, tfraw.com. Like if you want to look up, like, I mean, I think he's got the entire 1986 movie storyboards uploaded to that website.
Huh. Interesting.
It's incredible. He's got so much incredible stuff, dude. Toy commercials, Japanese, American, whatever. Not just, Japanese, European, North American. Like he's got so much media content, and he's always in the process of like uploading and archiving and interior design sheets used on the toys and just on various other things. It's like I can't like recommend that dude enough. He's just got so much awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I didn't even know about that site. So what do you think about the scale? Do you think that's too big, Mike? Like, because that's supposed to be
it looks huge. Yeah,
it looks Predaking right there.
Yeah, it's like a whole like half of a Predaking higher.
I always saw him. I mean, I know he's 4-legged and Predaking's 2-legged, but as far as like mass goes, I find I used to see those guys as kind of similar in size, even though, scale.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely glad this is not the scale, this thing that we're looking at here,
Yeah.
Like, I've never been a big fan of Skylinks anyways, sorry. But I don't know, like, for him to be the Autobot equivalent to Predaking, like, Predaking was just so fucking cool. I always thought Skylinks was weird.
Well, he was a space shuttle, so I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about it, he should be pretty fucking big.
Yeah, well, I mean, then all the Autobots got to hop in him like they did Omega Supreme.
Yeah,
we're really going to talk about scale and G1, scale and Transformers in general.
True. But I think this is supposed to be like toy scale, right? Like if a toy ever came out, this is how big it should have been compared to the...
Oh, wow.
Is that for the toy? I thought that was just like an animation guideline,
Oh, is it animation?
That's what I thought.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because they never really use scale for a toy, because like if you like look at the toys, man, fucking Blaster was taller than Metroplex, and I mean I don't have to go down the list.
Right. I forgot about that.
Cool. Oh yeah, for us Beast Wars fans, that's Beast Machines toy scale.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. So you guys want to move on to the weird news?
Oh, holy shit! Who's doing weird news, Dakota?
No, I'm doing it. Lori
right.
Vargo comes in with some articles again this show since Levy's
Let's
out.
see what Mrs. Jed dug up for us.
Shout out to my wife. We're actually having our wedding anniversary tomorrow.
Oh, congratulations! I guess.
Thanks. 11 years. 11
Good
wonderful
shit, Jed.
years.
Jed, how many more?
Yeah. Wonderful.
How many have left?
Is she in earshot?
Yeah. No. No, she's sleeping, I think. Maybe she's listening. I don't know. Doesn't matter. She asked me again earlier today. She goes, would you do it again if you had the chance? I was like, nope. I said I would be so rich, and I said I'd save my money and buy a real doll and then have no regrets. Probably be some crazy cat lady somewhere. All right, so she actually went the extra Levy step, Mike, and she actually named the articles.
Oh, nice.
So this one's called Golf Clap. So a London man attempting to clap for 24 hours straight. He was in the midst of an attempt Friday to applaud for 24 consecutive hours to raise money for healthcare workers. Jack Pegham said that his fundraiser, which began Thursday at 8 p.m., was inspired by the Clap for Our Carers initiative, which encouraged Britons to weekly applaud healthcare workers dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. So this dude actually spun up YouTube and was sitting in his chair just fucking clapping away. And there's like a fucking 8-hour video of him just sitting in a chair fucking clapping away. And then the stream cut off, so he moved to Facebook and finished it out like this morning at some point, live streaming, just sitting there the whole time.
You're right. This is definitely weird news. Obviously for the healthcare workers, but I was like, man, what brought this on,
It's just people are fucking bored, man. Number one, people are bored, and two, they're looking for like an easy way into the record books. Like, like who would even bother? What was the record? How long did you do it for?
I'm not up on the whole clapping Guinness Book of World Records entry.
That's like insert random asshole that has the biggest Transformers collection contacting Guinness. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, like when all of us know people that have like 5 times that amount of stuff, but like those people are respectable and they're not trying to like, I guess like nerd flex that hard. But it's just fucking silly, man.
Yeah.
His fundraiser had less than $400 left to go toward his goal of raising $6,173 with more than 4 hours left to go on his applausathon Friday.
Wow.
Applausathon.
It was so funny because he
even has a name for it.
I started watching the video, right? And he's going at it, right? He's going at it like in the beginning. And then I forwarded all the way to the end to see how he was like after 24 hours. And he's just there. But he looks like shit.
Yeah, I would imagine. Could you imagine like his fucking like his forearms are probably like getting swole now, like
imagine how your hands feel. They're probably just like numb. You can't even feel them.
Dude. probably fucking eat off of those hands. I don't know, man. Like, it's a lot of kinetic energy. It smell like fucking cooked beef jerky, you know?
So this next article, I actually made the title for this one. It's called "I've Seen Enough Porn to Know How This Ends." So,
I'm really interested.
A North Carolina farm is renting out animals to crash Zoom meetings.
Wait. Say that again?
A North Carolina farm is renting out animals to crash Zoom meetings. And if you don't know, Zoom is like a video teleconferencing app like Skype.
How are animals going to crash this though?
Apparently,
just a bunch of fucking chickens with Wi-Fi access. Like,
the North Carolina farm is offering to spice up Zoom meetings during the COVID-19 pandemic by renting out animals, including a miniature donkey, to participate in the teleconferences. Francie and Mark Dunlap, owners of the Peace and Peas Farm in Indian Trail, said customers are being given the option to have Mambo, an 8-year-old mini donkey, dial into their Zoom conference calls for the price of $50.
Wow. This is Kelly. I'm the stud. That's what I imagine with that.
Dunlap said customers can also choose from a variety of other animals and interlopers for their meat, including horses, chickens, and ducks.
Dude, like, I admire the hustle and just the adaptation to these quarantine times. But damn, son.
Francie Dunlap said, "I thought we could get some laughs. The animal can make an appearance for the first 5 or 10 minutes so they could actually get along with their meeting."
It's so, like what Dakota just said, it really is true. Like, think about this shit. This whole quarantine thing really only started like a couple of weeks ago, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, right? So as soon as this went down, the wheels would have had to been in motion on this venture, I would imagine. Correct?
They're probably like, we're already making videos with the donkey. Why not, rent them out?
What kind of videos?
Exactly. Well, I've seen enough.
They want to make some real money. I don't think Zoom meetings is the way to make real money with donkey videos.
So this next article, my wife titled it, "You Police Receive Emergency Call Reporting Loud Snoring."
I too feel personally attacked. I had a girl fucking leave me over the snoring. She was like, "I just can't fucking do it." And I was like, "What, is it the toys?" She was like, No, it's not that. You just snore so fucking loud I can't sleep at night. I was like, "We could just sleep in different rooms." She was like, "No, I'm sorry." I was like, "All right."
It's over. I had an ex-girlfriend actually buy me one of those strips that you put over your nose that are supposed to pull your nostrils open further. And they didn't work.
Like the ones they stick on football players and shit.
Yeah, that didn't work. Breathe right strips, I think it is. Yeah, that didn't work at all. So the British Police Department posted a reminder on Twitter not to call the emergency number to report a neighbor for snoring. Essex Police Communications Officer tweeted that a call came in Sunday to the department's 999 emergency number, reporting that the caller could hear somebody snoring loudly. An unusual 999 call at this time of the day. Caller reporting they can hear someone snoring. Advice was given to them, and snoring is never a reason to call 999, no matter how annoying it is, the officer tweeted. The tweet used the hashtag emergencies only. So, last but not least, you guys are going to get a kick out of this one. Title of this one is rectal scan. Smart toilet recognizes users' asses, analyzes poop.
This is the future I'm talking about, man. This is the fucking world I'm trying to live in.
This was the story that we've been waiting this entire podcast to hear about.
It uses an anal print scan to identify different users of the toilet.
How unique is an anus? Like, is it like a fingerprint? Just, we're gonna start going to the DMV and they're just gonna stick a fucking cloth up there and be like, "All right, get your ass print, and now we're gonna get your fingerprints."
A team of Stanford University scientists announced they have designed a smart toilet that identifies a user by the shape of their backside and monitors the health of their waste.
Dude, that thing's gonna send off fucking biohazard reports anytime I go on it. It's just gonna be like, "All right, turn the PSI up to about 90 for this guy, and make sure it doesn't get into the rest of the sewage."
Lead researcher Sanjeev Gambhir said he and his team developed a precision health smart toilet to recognize users and use algorithms to analyze the health of their urination and bowel movements. Gambier said toilets use cameras, of course they do, and motion sensors to identify a range of disease markers in stool and urine, including warning signs of various types of cancer. Go ahead.
There's just some things I'd rather not fucking know, like because I don't go to the doctor very often, but like, how about I find out about it that one time that I do go instead of 3 years prior, like let me enjoy life being, bliss.
It's like, Alexa, flush the toilet. All done, and you have cancer.
Seriously, all done. You should probably get that checked out. It looks like you only have about 3 weeks left to live. Like, no, it's just taco night, Alexa.
The researcher said that.
Why is there lipstick on your butthole?
The researcher said the toilet identifies users by reading their fingerprints from the flush lever, but it also uses cameras to identify them by another part of the body, the ass print. It's weird. We know it seems weird, but as it turns out, your anal print is unique.
Wow.
Just like a snowflake.
So now like during wrecks and shit, fucking cops are going to be like spreading cheeks and like getting anal prints like for the deceased just to identify them instead of picking teeth up out of the pavement.
The system
like,
also...
Jim, get his ass print. We're going to identify this fella.
The system also records urination and evaluates flow rate, stream time, and total volume.
That's, again, science that I need in this futuristic world.
Oh, and that's the end of the weird news. I'm gonna put a picture of the actual device or the concept of it.
That sounds like some like
in the chat.
Some real like what is it like a social the shit that China's doing, that like social currency or whatever. Like that sounds like that's like the beginning of that. And it's just like, they're gonna the government's gonna want our ass print and how healthy our diets are.
Look at the part of the picture where it says anal print scan.
Of course, Wi-Fi. This fucking anal print scan. Oh my god. It's like the drawing. It's like it's not in the right place. The asshole is not in the right place in this drawing.
That looks like some shit that was scribbled on the fucking stall wall, man.
Dude, that looks like please send pics of Bob and Vagine. God.
And that's it for the
asshole is located like in their gooch.
They're like they were just a bunch of scientist pervs, and they're like, how can we get off with a whole bunch of cameras and do it legally?
It's gonna be a whole new Pornhub section.
Luckily, it goes to the cloud-based health portal.
God, that's safe. I'm telling you, dude. There is going to be a new section on Pornhub. Like, watch. I don't know who's a hot actress right now. Again, I don't follow names. Like, fuck, what was her name? The super big titty chick that like only did it for like a little bit and then got out. Mia Khalifa. Like, watch Mia Khalifa take a shit.
Identify her by her anal print scan.
Just like that, Mia Khalifa's back in the game.
And that's it for the news. Mike?
So, toy news.
Do you have any toy news?
Okay, so I have no like new toy news that we would typically be into. I have one piece of toy news, but I figure I would say that for the end. I figured if you guys had any other, Jed, you said you had something to add, and Dakota, I don't know if you have anything that like, because we usually just kind of go over MP and third party stuff.
I was gonna ask Dakota to talk about the latest is it Toy World doing the Beast Wars stuff that came out with like a 3D printed there. Other ones, the ones with the articulate jaw. Was that Toy World? Or was that somebody else?
No, it's Transart.
Transart. I want to talk about that for a little.
Yeah. So, man, they like
before you go on. Transart is the one that did that Optimal Optimus a while ago, right?
Yeah, it was like a smaller version of the original with added articulation.
Yeah. Oh, so that's
and then prior to that, they had done like a smaller, again, like a scaled down version of the original '96 Optimus Primal toy, the gorilla, the organic gorilla. They'd done like a smaller version of that, which had a little bit of differences and stuff like that too. Not as Robot Masters-y, but definitely more in line with the toy. And they also like that with that same figure, they did like it was really weird that they chose it, but like a Lucky Draw Moon, which like didn't have. It was really weird, but like Transart had a really strange beginning to where they are now, because like after they did that Optimal Optimus, they were like, yeah, we're gonna do the Transmetal 2, the Dragon Megatron, but we're gonna essentially upgrade it and downscale it like we did the Optimal Optimus. We got a few pictures of it, and then it just disappeared. I think probably because that JX Megatron came out and everyone was just raving over that. Yeah. And like just out of nowhere, earlier this year, they were like, here's Masterpiece Transmutate. Like, what? And it wasn't like their previous offerings where it was like an upscale or a downscale or whatever of a pre-existing thing. Like this Transmutate was 100% new. There wasn't, they didn't get anything. They didn't use anything from Build-A-Figure. So it was like, all right, sweet. We got our Autobot Spike, 4 years into the game. I'm good with that. And then after that, they were like, they essentially like they teased the renders for the Transmetal Primal, and it was also in the BWM line, which is their Masterpiece line. And we were like, all right, sweet, can't wait to see something physical. We all kind of thought, all right, 2 or 3 months from now we'll be able to revisit this. But like 2 weeks later, we got the 3D printed prototype images of the Transmetal Optimus Primal, which isn't final, and they made sure that they said like it wasn't a final prototype. They're just kind of, I guess, testing stuff. They'll probably go back and listen to some of the critiques and do whatever from there. But like, so that was a surprise. And then like just when we think like, all right, that's it, maybe we'll see something later, they show a Transmetal Cheetor head with a moving first of all, a face accurate sculpt, not the crazy one that the toy had, and a moving jaw, which is again like they're full of fucking surprises, man. And like I'm about it, because I don't think Takara's gonna do that season 2 stuff. I just don't. The Transmetal stuff. So a lot Transmetal. Of it, yeah, the Transmetal, because there's a few reasons. Their bodies all got bigger, and the current kind of scale, like I think Megatron ended up being the tallest. I don't know if Prime was taller than the Beast Wars Megatron, but Megatron ended up being the tallest MP. And I just don't see them going any taller, because like Transmetal Megatron is like a head taller. And then there's that JX Winged Dragon, the Transmetal 2 Megatron, which we see is even bigger. So there's that. It's the scaling issue. And also the fact that Beast Wars Metals didn't perform super hot in Japan. So I think they're going to put all their love into the first season stuff and then move on. I don't, they'll probably move on to the Japanese exclusive stuff, but I definitely don't see them doing Transmetal stuff. I mean, on top of that, like the season 1, that accounts for half of the series, and they all had those bodies for longer than they did their season 2 and season 3 forms. So
that's really cool. I thought the whole articulated jaw thing was like really unique. I don't think anybody's really. Has anybody actually done that?
Takara did that on Masterpiece Dinobot. All of his faces are removable, and they have a hinged jaw that you can move up and down for various expressions. The shit's awesome. Like I'm glad to see that kind of come back around, even if it's through like a third-party outlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time for sure for me. Like Beast Wars, there were like 14, or 16 characters or something like that altogether. So it's not like, we got 100 to wait for from like a 4-year time span.
Right.
No, that's cool. I thought that was really, really interesting. Especially, do they like really interact with like the fan base, where they actually take a lot of stuff under critique and then change it?
They probably do in the Chinese market. But I don't think they have a Facebook page. I don't think they have a Facebook page or a Twitter, but they have a Weibo account, and JX Figures has a Weibo account. And I'm probably mispronouncing that. It's probably pronounced like Weibo or some shit like that. But like I'm trying not to call it a Weeaboo account, But like, I know they have one of those, and like the Chinese fans are very active. Like that's essentially like Chinese Facebook, So I'm sure. The thing is, like, I've been trying to figure out how to like sign up and interact, but I haven't been able to figure it out yet. I think I have to have like a Chinese email address to register.
Go ahead, Jed. What do you got?
I was just gonna say, what is that gonna be? What's Primal Sabbath in Chinese? It's like, how can you fake it good enough so you can tell you're not from US?
Like I probably definitely wouldn't do Primal Sabbath. I'd probably just like and be like Longman 227 or something like that, something that would just like blend in with the user base. But like I want to get one so I can start asking these companies for some free shit. Like JX Figures, since they had the Facebook page, like they hooked me up with the free shit, which I mean I paid for the shipping, which anyone who's had to do that knows like free ain't always free, yada yada yada. But like it was still really fucking cool of them to agree to do that. Like I think I was the first one in the US to get it by like a day or two, but still wow. It was really cool. It was really awesome that they did that. But cool. But yeah, I definitely want to get on there, like try to fit, because like, dude, Mandarin is such a complicated language. Yeah, it is. The characters, just all of it. It's just
I didn't have to read it, but I had to like somewhat interact with so this company when I first started working for my company, like way back when, and I had to learn like common phrases so I can interact with like the other developers, and it was like pre Google Translate, and I don't remember anything except like Ning Hao Ma. That's like, hi, how are you? That's it.
Yeah.
And like the you have to like make sure like all the inflections are like correct, because if it's you don't say it right, then you're just saying hi and like gibberish, I guess, or whatever. So and I had like a tape.
Can I
like
fuck your
tape
ass?
I bought.
You just have to fuck his ass.
Yeah. Mr. Bargo, you see us in the office. So the HR wants to talk to you. You're fired.
Well, it's like, dude, it's even complicated with Google Translate now. It's like there's really it's strange. It's definitely, but I definitely want to learn how to at least like ask for some free shit. Yeah, for sure.
I like the socks you're wearing on your ears. When you just wanted to say, what do you want for lunch? So, let's see. I have some news. So Final Fantasy VII, Square Enix posted the pre-orders for Reno, Rude, and Sephiroth last night. Went up on Ami. So that's like another wave, the second wave of figures for players. The remake figures that are coming out, and they never had a Reno and a Rude before, so that's like brand new for the line. And Sephiroth looks the same. He's maybe painted or stylized differently, and people are saying that he might not be coming with the wing, but I don't know. So I'm gonna get him anyway. So
that'd be a bummer if he didn't.
So right now it's Cloud comes out in July, Barrett comes out in September, Tifa comes out October, Aerith comes out in November, Reno in December, Rude in January, and then Sephiroth in February. So we'll see if how much more we get after that. Maybe they'll get a Jesse and a Wedge or Biggs or whatever, and see if those guys come out too or not.
So you think you would have like the full cast?
Yeah,
something like at least within a 12-month time frame.
Yeah, or maybe they might come out with even different characters. But if they're rolling one out each month, man, I can see them keeping that train going, cash in as much as they can.
I'm at the point now, man, where it's just like that slow burn. Like that just turns me off to collecting anything. Like I do it with masterpieces, obviously, because we get like one or two a year. But like anything else, I think Brother Kyle asked me if I was getting the Transform Element Legend stuff, and I was like, no, man, I just can't do this. Another toy line of like one or two figures like every 6 months or whatever. I just can't fucking do it.
So you're saying that the combiner game would really annoy the shit out of you?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, whenever I was collecting like all things Chug back in like 2012, I waited until TFC Hercules was completely out and they were offering it as like a gift set. Not, I mean, like they weren't, but like retailers were, where you could buy the full set, and that's how I got it. Like I just was not going to go month to month to month to month, just or once every however many months, whatever. I'm a one and done. Let me have it all at one time kind of person.
I'm with you.
I guess some people would, it's probably more affordable to be able to drop only so much, every month or a couple months instead of like, $800 to $1,000 at one shot.
Well, if I know that it's going to be offered, because like that's the deal. Like that's the kind of caveat there. If you don't get it get it in that slow burn, then you miss out on it forever. But if they at least do something where they offer the full set afterwards, I'm way more inclined to just do that, get it all shipped in one box, get it all at the same time, and enjoy it all at the same time.
Well, and the other thing too is that when they do a second run of things as a box set, sometimes I think sometimes, and when I say they, I mean certain companies fix things that might have been wrong with the first run, minor adjustments and stuff. Or
include a little upgrade, or whatever with it. Yeah, it's just...
Or you could be like Toy World and just repaint it 16 times.
Fucking atrocious. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Those last two that came out, the cell shaded one and the worn. Those were $880. I think they're like $800 some for that Devastator.
Somewhere out there's a guy that has all of them.
There's $1,000 Devastator. Did you say the $800 one, Jed?
Yeah, that's Toy World.
The Toy World cell shaded. Jesus Christ, man.
The
Devastator is $800, but they have a battle damaged one, and that's $1,000.
Is that? I thought that was $800 too. The new one that just came out.
I'll find a link for it and send it over. But yeah,
the one that's like kind of looks all busted up and has dirt on it and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's a character that's been done to death, man. If anyone says like they want a new Devastator, I'll punch him in the mouth. We've had enough from both official and unofficial outlets. Like,
yeah,
I'm sending a link over right now. Check that link out. Look at that price tag.
No, man, I rebuke that. I completely refuse. No way. I have
crazy.
resin prototypes that I've paid not that much for, like no way.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
No thanks. Nope.
Yeah.
So that's all the news I had, Mike.
I have one piece of news, and actually we probably should have talked about it last time, but for whatever reason we didn't, and that was my fault because I didn't bring it up. But so Make Toys is back, and we never said a word about it.
Oh, okay. That's surprising.
Yeah. Wait, that's surprising that we didn't say anything about it, or that they're back?
Yeah. No, it's surprising that we didn't say anything about it.
Yeah. So maybe, it might have, now that I'm thinking about it, the news might have, because we go 2 weeks, it might have dropped a day or two after that. I can't remember. But yeah, so Make Toys apparently is, we had a lot of questions about whether or not they were done for good, or, taking some kind of hiatus, or, we heard all kinds of different things from all kinds of different people. But as it stands right now, they're back. And they say that they're planning on continuing both the remaster line, the masterpiece line, and then the that cross dimensions line. So I know a lot of people were happy about both.
I loved Make Toys. Like whenever they were doing the comic book stuff, like they made the Nova Prime. That thing is so fucking cool, man. Like I know MMC made theirs, but nothing topped the Make Toys one. And like
Make Toys one, did it have like the cloak, and was it all evil looking and shit? Right?
Yeah, they did the Nemesis version of Nova, where it had the cloak and all that. And like they released their own mold for the G2 Laser Prime mold. They kind of released their own take on it, and that was really cool. That's probably one of my collecting regrets, is getting rid of my Make Toys Nova Prime. It was a really, really sweet figure, but I kept they did the IDW Swerve. I wish they would just do more like fun stuff like that. Like Cross Dimensions is neat, it's cool. I like the individual take. And I think their Masterpiece Seekers are dope, but I'd like to see them kind of try to knock out some more comic book stuff.
I definitely want to see those Headmasters see them finish up the Headmasters. I know we've seen prototypes for them already. But they showed Power Masters. They showed the Darkwing set, and they showed an Ape Face, and what else? Oh, we got the other 2 cone heads and shit. So I'm kind of excited for all that stuff. I hope they follow through with that.
They showed
something that
the cross dimensions Galvatron, which looks awesome. Looks very ideal.
I thought they were gonna. I thought like just kind of going back to what Mike said just real quick was like doing the Headmasters and the Power Master stuff, that like do some shit that 30 other companies are not doing. Like carve you a little something out there. I think that's most definitely the way to go. I was like Fans Hobby with what Fans Hobby's doing.
Yeah, I really like what Fans Hobby's doing, and we've had that discussion a little bit before. And I don't know, I would love to know like what the numbers are and what the business behind it is, because like to me, if I think common sense wise, there's not as many people clamoring for Fangry and Squeeze Play, but nobody else is going to put that shit out. So do you want 100% of the Fangry and Squeeze Play market, or do you want 1/7 of the Springer market?
Yeah.
So I agree with you, man. I think especially now, because I feel like since things are dwindling down a little bit, like it's almost like we're people that are completionists anyway are like really hungry to buy something. They want something new, and I think people are.
I think the Japanese G1 stuff is the way to go. There's a company now that's doing like Minerva, and I think they teased Shuta as well.
Yeah, that's Fans Hobby.
Oh, was it okay? I didn't know if it was Fans Hobby or. Yep. I mean, it makes sense now, but like I definitely think they're carving out their own little thing there, and that's some really awesome stuff.
Yeah, I love what they're doing.
That's surprised that I forgot about that actually. But you mentioned Springer. X-Transbots showed prototype shots of their Springer about like a week ago or so.
And that's never been, we didn't see prototypes of that before. We saw renders. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then for
like
the
that one that they kind of took back and back to the drawing board with it. I'll be honest.
No, that was just one that it was delayed because it was supposed to come out like last year, but then they wanted to get all those Thundercons out because of that whole debacle. So they started pushing those guys out instead.
Dude, that's another thing, man. Like I was gung ho on the G2 Stunticons, but it's just taking too long for me to complete it. Like I got all the limbs, and I just seeing how long it was taking for the trailer to come out for the G1 colors, and then like don't know when we're gonna get the G2 version. I was like, man, like I just sold everything except for the breakdown, just because like I have a little shelf of G2 breakdowns.
I think they probably would have been out by now if it wasn't for the whole pandemic issue, stopping a lot of factories and stuff.
Probably so, but like I say all that to say like I'm still hellaciously impressed with X-Transbots and those Stunticons, and I have not found a masterpiece scale Springer to my liking yet, and I'm interested to see what theirs holds for all three modes.
I've been like holding out forever for this version. So I already bought it like 3 years ago, whenever it was pre-ordered, whenever it came out. So it's just sitting there waiting for, to be done so I can have it in hand. But it looks really big and it looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean, like all 3 modes look really spot on to me anyway, in my opinion. A lot of people, go to the Fans Toys version, but I still like this version better. And then they were supposed to have the way it was supposed to work was that by last year, December, they were supposed to have everything done with the Stunticon sets and be all done. And then they were going to start pushing out their version of Cup, which is Lock, and then Springer, which is Virtus. And I think they said after that.
Before?
Yeah, Lock's supposed to come before Virtus. And if you remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, they actually had a prototype at the TF Con of Lock.
Yeah,
and then they showed the Autobot X and then the Quintessons too.
Yeah,
Mike. So they had those guys out.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Lock somewhere, but I couldn't remember exactly where.
It was all like in that same display case. It was like the Lock, the Quintesson, and what was the other one? Oh, the Autobot X.
Yeah. So
those are out, but then those were supposed to be coming out like in like it was supposed to be a Stunticon, then one of them, then a Stunticon, then one of them, and that never happened. So they have all those products lined up waiting to be released. And yeah, Virtus is supposed to be like last, but I don't know if they changed the order around or what. But you were still in on those quintessons, right, Mike?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the
there's-
quintessons and that cup, honestly.
Oh, that's right. It's gonna be your Target Master Cup.
Gotta do.
So,
You
yes.
gotta have one for everything, man. Like I feel you on it. You know,
Yep.
gotta have your rebirth shelf on top of your movie shelf, on top of your season 3 shelf. I fucking understand. A lot of people are like, nah, I'm good with one. Not I.
And then after all that, they were supposed to go back and rework their Galvatron that they were going to do.
Man, that guy's been done to death, hasn't he?
Not really. And well, they had the Tyrant. That Tyrant was DX9, and then you had Sovereign.
Yeah, and then
I mean,
he had like 2 different versions of Sovereign too. Like,
Right. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, I really do wish Takara would get more on the 1986 stuff, because like that was my favorite. You know, like I said earlier, like I'm kind of kicking myself now for not having picked up Ultra Magnus, because I wouldn't mind having the movie cast of Autobots in MP scale. Like I've got Hot Rod that I stuck with my 3H Beast Wars Wrecker stuff, but like I definitely wouldn't mind, you know, if they try to do like another Rodimus, like maybe doing that, picking up another MP Hot Rod and grabbing RC and stuff like that. But
Wasn't
living
there
and
a
learning, I
company,
guess.
Mike? Wasn't there a company that's supposed to come out with a third-party Ultra Magnus or something like that, or an upgrade kit or something?
For Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, I just remember something about they were talking about getting rid of the butt flap and more articulation and something else.
Well, there was a like an improved knockoff.
Oh,
Can't
okay,
remember who
maybe
the
that's
hell
what it
did
was.
though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, man. See, I'm
And,
really weird with
what was the
Masterpiece. Like, I put my elitist panties on, and like, I only want official. You know, like third party do some great options, but and I say that this like saying like, picking up the third party Beast Wars Masterpiece stuff, but like, I definitely have like a 99% certainty that it's not going to get those aren't going to get the official treatment. Where I think all the G1 stuff eventually will.
I guess we'll find out. I have a feeling that it's going to switch over to mostly Beast Wars next year anyway. So
25th, bro. I'm
like
ready.
5 years.
yep, my prediction will become true eventually.
That's the thing, dude. Like the Beast Wars stuff, will be so easy to like knock out. You know, I mean, like, yeah, they could go, like I said earlier, with like the Japanese stuff, but even then, those weren't very big showcasts either. You know,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
And what didn't Fans Toys put up pre-orders for their Beachcomber? Is that what it was, Mike?
I believe they did. Yeah.
Or-
That ends. What else? They put up a pre-order for
Astro
something
Train?
else, but I know the was definitely one of them.
Was it Astro Train?
Astro Train. Yeah. That Astro Train looks nice as fuck, doesn't it?
Yeah, but not for, what is it, 280?
No.
Isn't it? No? What's it
No,
at?
It's over 200, but it's not 280. I think it was like 215, 220, something like that.
Oh, okay. Still. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
It is what
Did
it
you
is.
Did you get your Sheridan?
I did not. Nah, it's sitting in my stash because I'm just waiting for the whatever over 150. So I got to wait for something else to come in.
Cool.
I'm not in a rush to get stuff, you know, like I'll wait, like the Snake Eyes, man. It'll get here when it gets here. I'm not in a super hurry. I'd rather just wait to get over the free shipping threshold.
Right.
I feel
Did
you
you
on
have any
that,
more
man.
time?
Like I was just like, just real quick, like that's how I am. That Masterpiece Burning Convoy has been out. Like several retailers and eBay sellers and all that other stuff have had it available, but it's like I pre-ordered it through the guy I pre-ordered it through, and like that's that. Like I'll get it when I get it. You know.
Yep.
I'm not trying to. I don't know. I used to be in a rush to get shit. Now it'll be here.
Yep. Yeah. I'm with you.
Did you have any other toy news, Mike?
That's it now.
The only other thing that I had was that I watched a review on Hasbro's Duke from the G.I. Joe 6-inch. Did you watch that?
And I did not.
Oh, it's from who did it? Was it Foosh? I think maybe did the review, but it
I would
looks really
imagine it would
good.
have either been Floosh or Pixel Dan. Would have had to have been one of those two.
Yeah, I can't remember who. I think it might have been Foosh, but he said he really liked it. He said it's really well done, and he said there's a couple of things like, you know, that are painted like all green that he wished they would have put like a little bit of like dots of paint here and there, like on the backpack and the buttons to kind of break it up. But he said overall the articulation and everything is really, really good. He's like, and like in the beginning, like the shin guards, you know, the color and the gold and stuff kind of threw him off. But since he has it in hand, it's like it's not as like noticeable as it was like in the pictures. So he says he really likes and he can't wait for all the other figures to come out. He's like all in on this line.
Yeah, I'm really
I still haven't cracked open.
G.I. Joes, man.
Oh, go ahead, Mike. My bad.
No, I was just saying I'm really excited for this line too. Like I'm glad that I'm hearing a lot of positive shit about it.
I still haven't cracked open my Snake Eyes, the Toy Fair Snake Eyes, and then like I saw that the retail one, the reason I haven't opened it is because like they packaged and presented it so fucking nice. Yeah. Like just the way, oh my god, dude, like it makes me physically ill thinking about cutting the tape on the inside of that little box, you know, like I've never felt that way because I open everything.
I was going to say that sounds weird coming out of your mouth because you opened some shit that I couldn't believe you fucking opened.
Yeah, man. But it was just the presentation of it, you know, and I was like, man, I could just grab, you know, the retail one, which honestly, I like the colors on the retail one a little bit more because it's all black, where the Toy Fair one has some of those grays mixed in, but the Toy Fair one definitely looks, in my opinion, a little more quote unquote realistic, you know? But yeah, so like I'm definitely gonna open it because I don't really want to double dip. Like I'm in and out at Snake Eyes on 6-inch GI Joes, 3 3/4 my true love. But yeah. Hey, did you guys ever? And like I don't know if you did. Did y'all ever like? I'm changing gears real quick here. See the Hot Toys 1-to-1 scale Baby Yoda?
Yeah, I did see that. Yep.
So despite me saying
Mike's favorite figure, right, Mike?
No.
despite me saying that 3 3/4 inch is my favorite scale, I pre-ordered the Baby Yoda, the 1-to-1 scale Baby Yoda.
Are you serious?
For hijinks. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna do so much shit. Like first, I'm definitely gonna scare the fuck out of my mom with it. I'm just gonna wait for her to go to bed one night and then go like set it by her coffee pot or something and just like leave it there, you know, or like have it peeking behind like some curtains. I'm just gonna do crazy shit with it.
What are you gonna do if you get
like holding beer bottles and smoking cigarettes?
You push them around town in your stroller,
dude. I thought about getting a car seat for him, but I think it would be even funnier just sticking him in the seat without the car seat because it's like there's a baby without a car seat. It's just like he's just sitting there with his sunglasses on and like holding the fucking. I'll probably get like a glass soda bottle and put like a brown paper sack around it. just ride around with this fucking $400 Hot Toys figure getting sun damage and shit. Just like it's probably going to be the most irresponsible like purchase I make because of the shit that like I'm not going to like put it on the stand and brush his little ears and do all that shit. No, man, I'm taking that motherfucker to bars, you know.
You got to get a Mando helmet though so you can wear it while you're with him.
Just not take it off. Just yeah. have like a fucking straw going up into it.
Yep.
Man, like I don't know, dude. Like you got to have fun with this shit. I think if I got to the points where I was just like sticking everything on a shelf, like you know, fuck, why not go out and live a little with this stuff, you know?
Yeah, man.
Hey, you can't bring a kid in here.
Don't worry, he's 50.
He's 50. Yeah,
right. So that's all that I can. Yeah, so you move the QA. All right. Let me pull up the stuff. So Alan Grant writes, "Hey boys, welcome back to Coda to the #1 Beast Wars podcast this side of Cybertron. How does that feel?"
I mean, honestly, like I said earlier, man, I'm humbled. I'm honored. I've been able to. Mike Kincaid gave me a guitar pick. That was really sweet. I got to cut a locket of Jed's hair off. That's also going to go into the book of my notebook of memories. I'm really just super stoked to be over here. You know, like finally be on the #1 and the #2.
Do you clone me one day after I kick it?
Thinking about it.
So he says, and is there anything you'd like to tell the masses before you fall back into oblivion? Like why Megatron should be purple? Keep safe out there, boys. She's a crazy world, and fuck you, John Bailey.
Why Megatron should be purple? I don't know, man. Drive fast, don't eat ass. I guess would be my final words. I don't know, man. Cover your fucking face in public. Do that too. Your mouth, like maybe not your face. You know, that's so fucking rude. I'm sorry. That's so rude. Cover your mouth in public, not I'm just like, all of y'all fucking just ugly as sin.
Did you see those masks they're trying to sell to like deaf people so that they can see what they're saying through the clear part in the mask?
My fucking goodness. I didn't see that. Did you see that Tom Segura is selling the meth mouth Tiger King guy? I can't think of his name, but he was the guy that had like the 3 teeth in Tiger King. It's a mask with just his mouth on it. It's fucking wonderful.
So Adam Urban says, give Levy a social distance high five for me. And then in our post, when we asked the questions, he said the number 2 Beast Wars podcast. Brett Lavelle said number 2 ? So apparently someone listens to Stace a lot.
Brett he texted me about it. He was just like, when did we become number 2? Like, so I had to cue him in on it. He goes, yeah, I thought it was an inside joke. But like he texted me, he goes, so you're on Blackout and Shout now? I said, yeah, forever.
You're like, after the outage, I have to move podcasts. Something that's always on.
I've always got to be number 1, you know? If you ain't first, you're last.
Let's see. Brother Kyle says, what's your favorite figure and why is it JX Wing Dragon?
So, like I saw that. I don't think I'll ever be able to give a straightforward answer on like what my favorite figure is. Like I just don't think I can. Like I've tried, I've thought about it because I got a lot of shit that I really, really like. I really like owning it. You know, there's that whole like if there was a fire, what's one thing you would grab sort of thing. Like,
yeah,
it's not JX Megatron, but if we're like sticking to none of that wild, crazy shit that I have, probably Masterpiece Dinobot. Like that shit was a dream come true. You know, but if we're talking like all crazy shit involved, definitely my Green Ramulus. That was like almost a fucking decade long search. So yeah.
Mike, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
All right, just checking. I thought I might have lost you with all this Beast Wars talk.
No, I'm good.
So
just
Josh Lawrence,
get it out the way now.
Josh Lawrence asks, where can I order a Blackout and Shout mask?
That's a hell of a question.
Get on
it
that,
should
Mike.
just be like the lower half of John Bailey's face.
With a cock in it. Okay. And last but not least, we have a question from Doors. Actually, an email from Doors. So sit back and let me read this to you. So Doors writes, hey guys, hope you're all doing well in these crazy times and not taking any unwise advice from your supreme leader. That's a hint to the make sure you should ingest Lysol.
Yeah, I'm running bleach in my veins later on tonight.
First of all, right off the bat, great to see everyone's favorite super customizer on the road to recovery. Shout out to Levy for beating that fucking virus. Rest up well and stay safe, dude. With all the time off you had laying around surfing the web, I can only imagine the high quality of the next weird news we're going to get. Also, I've attached a message from a well-wisher for you. It's an audio attachment. So to my question. I've seen a lot of posts about QC issues with Fans Toys Sheridan. Luckily, mine was okay, but it started a flurry of QC threads online with everyone comparing QC stickers. Do you think these stickers actually mean anything? And how do you feel about having to fear broken parts of your high-end toys, given that the costs just keep getting higher and higher? I know it's the cost of doing business to some extent, and retailers can help in some cases, but it seems to plague the MP world and personally sometimes puts me off pulling the trigger on some high-end items. Should QC checks be higher, or would that delay manufacture times or increase costs? Shout out to Dakota and the rest of the second best Beast Wars podcast in all the
I'm never gonna fucking hear the end of it. I told dude, I was telling Brett, I was like, bro, we need to get our Facebook page numbers up just so like we can just rub this in their faces like gentlemen, you know, just like as soon as we cross, like even if we just get like one over, even if it's for a split second, like I'm screen capping it and just sending it to all of you and you'd be like, fuck yous. Like
I don't know,
So
it's cloudy.
Yeah, shout out to Dakota and the rest of the second best Beast Wars podcast, and to all the B and S gang. Stay safe, people outdoors. So back to this question. I'm gonna let you field this one first, Mike, since you've been sitting there kind of hanging out. What do you think about the QC stickers and all that crap?
I don't know really what to make of the QC stickers and all that shit, but I am confused by why certain things work so well with certain figures and then they abandon those things on subsequent figures coming out. Like for instance, and I'm talking about the Warpath or what's it, a Sheridan, and I heard that he has no hardware, like no ratchets anywhere and stuff, and especially in figures like Fans Toys, they use a lot of die cast. They're pretty heavy figures. So you would think that those kind of things would be a little bit more important in those figures, and they've had ratchets in them in the past, knees and shoulders and like all that kind of stuff. So I don't understand why. I'm guessing it's to keep costs down, because I guess when you start putting extra hardware and extra pieces in it, it raises the prices. But I don't know. I'd rather wait a little bit longer, like Doors was saying. If there's ever delays and stuff, I never get pissed off about delays, because the only reason that there's delays is usually, I mean, coronavirus notwithstanding, is they usually keep stuff from coming out on time because they're trying to correct QC issues, and that I'm 100% down with. I'd rather get my shit 3 months from now than now if I can get it right. But two, yeah, I don't understand why there's certain things that they don't do, and it drives me crazy. They have a certain way of doing the hands on a figure, or a certain way of doing, knees and shoulder joints and all that shit. And then like with Sheridan, they didn't, and I don't really understand why that happens.
Is it the size? Because he's a smaller.
But he's not even like a mini bot. Like he's actually the size of a car bot, like an MP car bot. So he's 6.5, 7 inches tall, I think.
Yeah. See, I don't know, man. Like me, like my I guess my kind of thinking on that is like there's no need to overthink it as far as like ratchets go, especially if it is like a smaller figure. I know Warpath was even in the Sunbow scale a smaller dude, where if he were as big as Shockwave, then like, yeah, you need to get some of those ratchets.
Right.
So
maybe different designer, different person that was designing the engineering.
And also like just to kind of go back to cost, it's cheaper for them to have die-cast parts than it is for them to have plastic parts, which is really strange. Like whenever I first kind of read that, I was like, that's hard to believe. The reason though why stuff with die-cast is more expensive than stuff without is because of the freight.
Right.
Like that's where that cost offset goes. So it's like if there was a way to work around that, I feel like diecast would be more the norm than it kind of currently is. But yeah, it was really strange that diecast, like the diecast stuff is cheaper than plastic, just because it's heavier, it's metal, but just how it is. But I kind of want to touch on something he asked about, like the QC stickers and all that. Honestly, I think that's just a consumer gimmick. At the end of the day, I think it's just something like her QC guy 67 was the guy that cleared mine, whatever. But also, like, no run of toys is going to have 100% QC. Like, if they went through and checked each individual figure from a line, and I mean, you're talking even some of the third-party stuff, which is arguably smaller runs below like 5,000 units. And like anywhere in between prior to that point, like that's still like just the cost of that alone. I mean, the delay and the cost of that alone would just make the thing skyrocket. QC, like they check one out of every X amount that come off the line,
right?
And like that's just how it is, And I think that is probably the best method. That A is cost friendly and B time release friendly. So like you roll that dice with anything, official, unofficial, doesn't matter. But fortunately, with both of those markets, you do have that kind of retailer protection. So it's just part of the game. You get a dud, send it back and get one that isn't a dud. Like duds exist, and I think that's something that especially Transformers fans, the 5 people that got a shitty one are going to be louder than the 4,000 people that got good ones, because we're all happy and content with our good piece.
Yeah, I agree there.
Yeah, and then like there's that stigma to it. Then once you get like 5 people complaining about it, then pretty soon before you know it, the whole thing is wrong and everybody's having problems where it's actually just like 10 people out of like thousands.
Well, that happened. That happened with you guys with the Megatron, Beast Wars Megatron, didn't it? Like and I never handled it, but from what I understand from everybody that I know that did get it, it was fine. But there was that one dude that put that early report out, like, oh, the hip was shit,
Well, okay, so and it was like that's another thing. Of those 5 people, how many of them were from user error? And that's a lot. Like, nobody wants to admit that they were the fucking dummy that ham-handed their $300 toy. Right. Like, I'll tell you why. Yes, that crotch piece does have a plastic swirl in it, but as long as you're not pulling on the legs, because that's what happened. They tried pulling the torso piece out, and they were using the legs as leverage. And then I think that the same guy said the waist was super loose, but it's only loose when it's not. The gravity of it isn't affecting the hinge, on posing it, playing with it, whatever, the gravity of the torso in general is going to keep enough pressure there to tighten it up. But yeah, it was strange. Like, I had my kind of conspiracy that dude probably was shilling for the KO companies that would start, putting the new one out. But even then, I think I can't remember the name of that company, the Infinite Transformation that put out the Dinobot, and they were all exploding, and or maybe not all of them, but there were definitely the shitty reports of that one, and at least they only paid $100 instead of $200, duh. But whatever. It's very much user error, and the Dinobot is another example with the shoulders. I'm not gonna say who. I think he's a swell enough fella. I don't know him enough to have a bad or a good opinion otherwise, but he ham-handed the fuck out of it in a review, and he sheared the gears in the shoulder because of it, because he wanted to get his fucking review out first. Now, however many people saw that think that, oh, all the shoulders are bad. And I had one that was mispinned, but I opened 3 of those fucking things, you know what I mean? And it was just the one that had the pin shot through when the gear wasn't lined up properly. Other than that, don't rush the fucking shoulder transformation, you Neanderthal.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget that, when they're, especially as time goes on, these toys are getting more and more complicated and more intricate, and just by nature, you're going to have smaller, more intricate parts. So you can't exactly, this ain't like the old days, the G1 days, 85, we would take them out of the box and just transform them in 3 seconds. These things you got to be a little gentle with.
Yeah, if you want that, go to Chug. And that's another weird thing too, man. People equate price to quality. Because it's got a higher price, it must be indestructible. Dude, that means it's more fragile.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. The MP44 knees, I saw a lot of people were mistransforming those, and causing pieces to shear because they, rushing through it, not taking your time. Don't manhandle some shit that costs $200 or more.
Says the transporter who's going to drive around Baby Yoda hot
toys. wait, like that. I'm doing that of my own volition. I'm well aware that I'm about to kill the value of that thing immediately on arrival. But and also it's not a transformer, these transformers, especially these masterpieces, man, they are take them slow and steady. Don't be an idiot with them.
Yeah.
See.
Let me play Doors' attachment.
Theoretically superior coronavirus, inferior. Fuck you, Robin Leach.
It's the first British sound wave I've heard.
I was just gonna say. Yeah. And a John and Crimpets.
It's new sound wave.
New sound. They took parts from old Soundwave along with some new parts.
It's been a while.
Been keeping in touch with Doors a little more often since we're all shut in, and just kind of seeing, gauging how things are going in other parts of the world besides our own. And apparently there's idiots everywhere. So
yeah, but as Darwin says, let them do their thing.
Yep.
And that's all I have for questions and comments.
Oh,
I'm surprised that nobody in the Beast Wars Society asked a question.
Oh man, I'm sure they don't fucking like me over there either. No, I don't know. A lot of them just like will shoot me private messages anyways. But
And you're like fuck off.
no, like I'm always like I'm a chatterbug, man. I'll talk to whoever, but
You're like, I know time
like,
to talk to you peasants.
here recently it's just been like I want to buy your shit, and I'm like none of it's for sale. So
Mike, do you have anything else?
No, I don't. It's really not much to report these days. I'm good.
Yeah.
Jed, you?
Fuck you, John Bailey again. I'll start working on that mask with a cock in your mouth right away. That'll be one of the number one seller on Hidden Toys.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be the only thing on Hidden Toys. Just gonna be like
That's
slides
it.
at John Bailey.
Even if you don't buy it, you'll get a free one with your print.
He's just out there forcing them on people.
Yeah.
You make any profit? No, I'm using it as a front to sell John Bailey bashing gear.
just to run his name into the ground. Shit. Yeah, so fuck you, John Bailey. Those are my final thoughts. How about you, Mike? You have any final thoughts?
You asked me that like 15 seconds ago.
Yeah, I don't know if you wanted to say fuck you to anybody, like someone that might have upset you on any of your multi-posts.
The MKU like enemies team has become rather large. I can't even really like narrow it down to one person anymore. So
gotta keep that list, man, because it is a universe. It's a MKU, not MK like village. So
yeah, I'll keep that in mind and round them up for next time.
Yeah, you should get like profile shot. You should just like get like their profile pictures and just put them all together in like one big group, kind of like
I should make
like a wanted list.
Just make a mural. Just make a mural with them.
Well, I was thinking maybe do like a Mortal Kombat player select or whatever.
Or just do the tower. Just do the tower with it's like you going. It's just
every time I pass by somebody, my like smile gets bigger.
And your haircut just gets shorter on the sides.
Yeah,
so you have the mohawk at the end. How about you, Dakota? Do you have any final thoughts?
Man, I did, but now I can't remember what it was. Nope.
Well, all right. I guess if that's everything, that's everything, right?
Yeah,
we're good.
That'd be a night well done.
All right. Well, Dakota, thank you very much for filling in for Levy. We appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Thank you all for inviting me. It was great to be Shattered Glass Levy this week.
All right.
I still have that X-Men video that you did, Jed.
Yeah.
That shit still cracks me up, man.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
That literally took like half an hour, 45 minutes to like crop out the right parts, like around the animation of Wolverine's hand, so they would look like real, frame by frame.
That shit was so funny.
Well, enough's enough. We're out.